Hey guys, what is up? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome. Hope everybody had a wonderful day. Good evening to T-Bro and Alicia. Good to see you tonight. And Vanita, good to see you. Good evening, Kathy. All the rest. On my way to the grandstand tonight, would stop and say, "Hey, you're going to a grandstand? Are you?" Huh. Well, that's cool. Have fun at the grandstand. Is there a concert there or something? We have a grandstand at our state fair that I've gone to concerts at. So anyway, have fun, Vanita. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. And everybody that's here. Oh, in the book. Oh, okay. I'm not hip to the lingo. Okay, you're in the bushes. Okay. Well, we're glad to have you in the bushes. And to be quite honest, that's usually where I am when on live streams. Very rare do I say anything on the live stream. All the years I've been on YouTube, I rarely come out of the bushes. Yes. I just never do. For one thing, I just don't. And then another thing, I don't want to be obligated to make comments because usually I listen while I'm doing stuff. So that is that. So anyway, yes, I am always a watcher from the bushes. 99.99%. Unless I personally know the person. I mean, otherwise, yeah. So I am totally I'm gonna pull my stream up real quick, so forgive me for just a second. I can't pull it up ahead of time, otherwise it interferes interferes with my stream. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. We're gonna have. Well, hey Grace, good to see you tonight. Italian girl. Let's see, Vanita. Oh, hey, say it out loud. Okay, hey, party people. Yeah, hey, party people. We're not party poopers, that's for sure. Green salutations to you. No, I did not win at all. And yeah, we're mad. No, just kidding. My friend won on the Speedo. Okay. It was, I don't do Speedo. Okay. I don't like it. It makes me nervous. I don't want to try to go fast at anything. Okay. I'm kind of more of a slow person. So the Speedo thing, I opt out of that. I don't want to do that. But she won at Speedo, but so did, I think, 4 other people. Or maybe more. I don't even know. 5 people or something. So she had a grand total of $9. The $50 prize was split between other people. Then they take some out before they even hand it to you. So she got a whopping $9. We've been there a few times. And the first time I went there, I won $75. But somehow I lost a $20 bill that day. So minus what I paid in my $20 bill, I don't know. Maybe I came out with $20. I don't even know. But we're starting to think it was rigged. You know what I mean? Because well, a few reasons. And so, as usual, on our way home, we're bitching and moaning that the place is rigged, and because we didn't win. And then she's gonna call the board of gambling boards or whatever. And yeah, I'm saying I'm never going back. And then when she dropped me off, I got out of the car and I turned around and said, "Okay, let me know when you want to go again." She laughed so hard because we know we're just blowing off steam. We're gonna go again. We go every few months. But I think I caught on to something. If I bought a second package for $20, I would get 12 cards instead of 4. And I use the machine. So when you can still use the paper and the daubers, right? I don't like that. I get the tablet. There's iPads, right? So when you get in there, you can grab an iPad. So I grabbed an iPad, and it does all the work for you. It does it does the numbers, tells you how many more before you win, like 5 left, 4 left, 3 left, and then when there's 1 left, it ding, and it's get your attention, and then it'll tell you when you win. So that's like for me, because I don't like being stressed out. You know what I mean? So anyway. I get the machine. She does the paper with the daubers. Okay, she's going crazy on all these daubers. I don't. It's yeah. Anyway, so we got 2 different styles, right? And I love the iPad thing because I don't have to do anything. I don't even have to pay attention. So anyway, but no, we did not win. Which yeah, she won $9. So anyway, I don't know. I thought if you're part of the tribe, if you're part of the tribe, I thought you weren't supposed to be gambling, right? But they got all kinds of people, tribal members that are in the bingo hall, and one table is reserved for the tribal elders. And we look at each other like, well, why are the elders playing? And the elders were winning. Okay, that's a little suspect. But anyway, what are you gonna do? I don't know what's going on. And there was like 4 really old ladies, like really old. And all of them had 12 cards each, which is 12, 24, 40, almost 50 cards for every game. And they never didn't win anything. They didn't win anything. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. But I don't know. We always kind of, anyway, but it's kind of fun. You know what I mean? Oh, and by the way, the jackpot was $55,000, but nobody won it. You have to get bingo in less than like 52 numbers. You have to cover the whole card for under 52. I think it's 52 or 54 numbers. So anyway, nobody won that. But that would have been nice, 55,000. Then there was a bonanza, which I think was worth, I don't know, maybe 1,000 or something. It's at the bottom right now. Somebody won that. So anyway, there's a chance to win 50 something thousand. There's a chance to win snowball chance and hell chance, but there's a chance. Like on okay, say it out loud. Yeah. Okay, so you notice more tablet wins. Do you notice more tablet wins over paper? Okay, we've been keeping an eye on that. And it seemed like the people with the paper were winning more. And I thought, okay, maybe they're like jacking my iPad around so I don't win. But tonight it was about 50-50. About half of them were paper, about half of them were tablet. And so I don't know. We're trying to figure out like what the hell's going on. So yeah, because we're pretty sure that it was just the paper that was winning, but it wasn't. It's the iPads are winning too, but just kind of I don't know, bewildered. Anyway, but it's fun. It was fun. So it'll be a few more months before we go. Every couple months or so. I don't know. So yeah, I wish I would have won. Well, anything. But let's see. Yeah, I did. Anyway, so good evening to T-Bro, Alicia, Vanita. Say it out loud. Grace Styles. Thank you for moderating tonight, as always, Grace. No, I didn't win at bingo. I left with a big L on my forehead. I am always in the bushes, same as, yeah, okay, yep, so I can totally relate. Italian girl, good to see you tonight. It is party time. Party. Let's see. Yeah. Marshmallow, good to see you tonight. I just want to know about the raspberry pancakes. I know, right? I didn't even think of that. And I have really good homemade maple syrup and actually tomorrow I got to hook up my trailer and go down and get some black dirt. And at the place where I get the black dirt, they sell homemade maple syrup at the counter. And I asked them who makes it. Do you know the person? They said, yeah, it's one of our family members. It's a family-owned nursery, And so actually, I think I'm gonna buy some of their homemade syrup and make some raspberry pancakes. They're just amazing raspberries too. Now we're gonna get a heat wave. It's gonna be, you guys, it's gonna be like 99. One day I saw 99. I don't ever remember it being 99. Maybe years ago, but yeah, I think the raspberry pancakes would be good. I also have blackberries coming in, but they usually don't come in for like another month. But yeah, I should be out picking. I was kind of screwing off today. Yeah, what did I do? I don't even know what I did. The day went fast. I think I did some chores. I did, and I worked outside. I did that. And then I went to bingo. Screwed off for the rest of the day. So anyway, I got to get some black dirt tomorrow, but I think I'm going to get some of that, the good stuff. T-Bro, yeah. Hey, Nazarene, good to see you tonight. Welcome. Good to see everybody. Did I see? Yes, there's Jane. Hey, Jane, good to see you tonight, dear Jane. Hey, Curious Kathy in chat. Good to see you, dear Jane. Hey, yeah, so she sends me some stuff, you guys. So I just want to, in case anybody doesn't know, a few days ago, we lost the actor from Mary Hartman, Louise Lasser. Remember her? I used to watch Mary Hartman, and it was a weird show. If anybody's old enough to remember, I used to stay up past my bedtime and when I had on school nights, and I used to watch Mary Hartman, and, with her husband Tom, and it was such a weird show, but I just couldn't stop watching it. And I used to watch Honeymooners really late when I should have been sleeping. But yeah, it must be rigged because I win. I always win, no matter where I go, and I can't win for nothing at that bingo hall. I'm a really lucky person. I'm the sign of a rabbit. Yes, my Chinese zodiac, I'm a rabbit, and that's the luckiest of all. And so normally I'm really lucky, and I can't do nothing in that bingo hall. Just act suspicious. Yeah. So there's that. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. We're trying to figure out how they're rigging it. They messing with my iPad, or they all the balls coming out in their favor. They're coming up to this vacuum, right? This vacuum like sucks them up. And you can see her hand grab the ball. I said, so I don't know. I don't think it's the balls. I don't know what it is. I really went in with positive attitude, like thinking I'm going to win. And nope. Not a pinata. Yeah, must be. Well, okay, here's the problem. The same exact people win every single time. And not just one game, you guys. Like out of, let me see how many games. There's 28 games. Now 28 games. One person would win like 5 times. Like, wait a minute. And then another person would win like 5 times. Like, what in the hell's going on? So anyway, I got one more thing I'm going to try is by getting the 12 cards, playing that at once. That don't work. I don't know. We're just going to keep going again. I said, yeah, let's never go again. And then I said, well, let me know when you want to go again. Yeah, but it's fun. It's something kind of cheap to do that lasts the whole night. And I think we went there at 5. No, she picked me up at 5. She always says she's driving Miss Daisy, right? She calls me Miss Daisy. And then when she pulled up tonight, I opened the door and she said, your chariot has arrived. I don't ride in the back seat, but she's driving Miss Daisy. So, yeah, she picked me up, and I don't know. We always eat there first. They got a place to eat, and then take our time and stuff. But yeah, so it's like 3. It's like over 3 hours long. It's pretty cheap for 3 hours. Let's see. So, Grace, hey, hope you're well and good. Storming here, dang tornado siren woke me up, and wow, now I'm here. Really, you have a tornado? I hope everything's okay. Yeah, this time of year, ain't it? We have family bingo nights. Everyone brings a $20 gift, and we play until the gifts are gone. Then we play 10 games of takeaway. If you win, you can pick someone else's gift to be. Oh, really? I remember that game where you pick somebody else's. I can't remember. That's cool. Say it out loud. That's really cool. You had to play. There's like $20, I think, or $25. But you can buy a bunch of extras, which I don't. I can barely manage what I got. Yep. T-Bro says hi to dear Jane. My kitten sings along to 10 night sirens. Yeah, she hates. Yeah, I don't like that. She howls. Yeah, dogs don't like that sirens. That's for sure. Who does, right? Did you guys see that guy that filmed himself in a tornado? And he was like really calm. He's talking calm. He was scared, but he's really calm. And the whole house just like, it was fine 1 second, then the power went out, and all of a sudden the house was gone, and he's still standing there like around like part of a wall and stuff. And he's still talking crazy. He was so calm, scared but calm. Do you notice? I just lost my spot. Hey, not my monkeys. Good to see you. Sorry, I'm just gonna go on my phone and read these. Yeah, so yeah, that was something. But I figured some people might be up tonight, eh? Let's see. Good to see you, not my monkeys. Hope you had a wonderful day. Hope everyone's doing good. Well, that's cool. Say it out loud. Yeah. So I don't know if I don't know. We thought we had it figured out that the paper was winning more, but she does paper and she's not winning, and it was kind of 50-50. I sold rip-off tickets at bingo for a decade. Money went to local animal shelter. Really? Rip-off tickets. Huh. Let's see. There's bingo here at VFW, but I thought you got to be a member to play. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. And you can, I don't know about the Legion. I don't know. No, you can, I think anybody can go in there and drink, and, I think they appreciate the business. But I don't know. Might want to double check. I've not been in a bar since, I don't know, maybe once in my adult life with my work. Oh, you don't? I used to help. No, you don't, Marshmallow. I used to help at the VFW. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I thought it was for everybody. I think they appreciate the business. How's your wife doing, T-Bro? Good, I hope. Kathleen, good to see you tonight. Welcome. And not my monkeys, welcome. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I did order a microphone that's going to hook onto my phone. So it should be here next week. Hey, Cool Rock and Loretta. So you used to watch Mary Hartman too? Yeah. Did I watch Doctor Who? I don't remember. It sounds familiar. Now that everyone's stomach just growled, right? Yeah. Yeah, the dogs ate, the cats ate. And this time I put the kittens out in my entryway, because there's a door and then the entryway and then another door. So I got them locked between the two doors. It's pretty big. Normally they love playing out there, but yeah, they didn't want to go out there tonight. But anyway, Mary Hartski. That was such a weird show. Oh my goodness. And I was a kid, so probably a lot of it probably went over my head, but it was still really weird what I did catch. I think somebody was cheating. I don't remember. Somebody was on heavy medications. I don't know. Hello, I'll be here drifting in. Okay, Sarah, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Who's Doctor Who? Doctor Who was a show too. Yeah, sounds familiar. I can't remember what it was. Did you have your lucky troll dolls lined up? No, but my friend did. She bought a little troll. What were they called? Troll dolls or whatever, the little ones from the 70s. She bought one at a thrift shop. So she had that, and it had green hair, and she was rubbing it and waving it on her cards and trying to do all kinds of stuff with it. And well, she did get a little win. She had the troll. I have a Pez dispenser, but I hid it because the cats kept trying to get it. I have a furry little Pez dispenser I think it's I don't even know, it's some kind of animal. And that was my good luck charm. It was on a keychain. And but the cats kept trying to get it, so I hid it. And I forgot to take it. Yeah, they keep getting my stuff. My mom would line up troll dolls at bingo. Yes, people do. Oh my goodness, there's so many rituals there. Like this old lady, really old, probably 90. She always comes with this other lady. I think somebody's on oxygen too. Anyway, they're just really, really old. But she's got this thing, and she wins a lot. But she's got this thing that lights up and it spins in circles with all these little, lots of colored lights. So like, it's kind of like kind of like a light up fan that spins. It's on battery, so she holds it up and it's just flashing lights and stuff when she wins. And that's how I noticed. Okay, she wins kind of a lot. So anyway, I got to do what they're doing. I haven't figured it out yet. Hey, Todd Gammy, good to see you tonight. Welcome. Yeah, I have a crystal, and I have my Pez thing, but I forgot. Forgot my good luck charms. I'm gonna drift off to sleep, but I want to say hi. Well, thank you for coming and say hi. We appreciate that, tie dye. Marshmallow, I think I'm younger than y'all, but I've been watching old black and white Twilight Zone weird shows, but so good. Yeah, I like the Twilight Zone. I watch that all the time. And Alfred Hitchcock, they were both in black and white. Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock was weird too, but yeah, Twilight Zone. You know what the weirdest? Well, there's a lot of weird Twilight Zones. Like the one where the aliens came down and they had this book, and the humans on Earth were trying to decipher what the book was, and nobody could figure it out. And in the meantime, the aliens were talking people to get into getting on the ship because they're going to bring them to somewhere really good. And so people are like boarding the ship and stuff. And then somebody really smart figured out what the book said. They like cracked the code, and it said how to cook humans or something like that. Yeah, that was weird. And then there's another one where Burgess Meredith, I can't remember what it was, but he just wanted to read books. He wanted to read books, and that's all he wanted to do is read books. And I can't remember, but the whole world blew up, and he was the only last person on Earth. And but everything was burnt up and everything. But the one thing that was still okay was the library with all the books. So he was like, he didn't care everybody died. At least he had the books. And then what happened was his glasses broke. That was weird. There was a lot of weird ones. Yeah. Twilight Zone's a good one. Yeah. And it'd be weird to like watch these shows, at an older age, because I know a lot of stuff goes over our heads when we're young, But I haven't seen that stuff for a long time. It'd be nice to look at with a fresh pair of eyes, you know what I mean? If I remember correctly, Doctor Who came on PBS for the Night Owls. Mary Hartman didn't come on till like 11, I think. Yeah, it was late. I had a black and white TV in my bedroom, and I'd have it down low so my parents wouldn't know I'm up, but I'd watch it. And then Alfred Hitchcock was on too late at night. And then later, I used to watch the Tom Hartman show. Remember Tom Hartman? He used to interview people. That was when I got a little bit older. When I was going to nursing school and stuff, I'd stay up late studying, and I'd watch. That was his name, John Snyder, or the guy with the weird eyebrows that look like two caterpillars fighting. Tom Snyder, I can't remember. They're all gone now. Oh, and Larry King. I used to love watching Larry King, his guests. Wasn't there a cult group that unallied themselves because they thought they was going along with aliens on a ship? Yes, as a matter of fact, Marshmallow, Jane, dear Jane knows all about that because she told me that they were supposed to go. I think they were. I can't remember which medical examiner's office they went to, but they got affected because there was so many of them. Maybe Jane, you can tell. She said that there was so many of them that did that they split them between medical examiner offices. So I can't remember if one was in Los Angeles County and the other was another county, but yeah, they got like the overflow, or somebody got the overflow. Yeah, there was a lot of people. Yeah, she knows firsthand about that stuff. In fact, Jane knows firsthand about a lot of stuff. I talked to Jane for hours on the phone, and she's got she's got so much to tell us, guys. It's amazing. So I hopefully Jane will come back on this weekend. Let's see, what day is it? Thursday, either and maybe Friday or Saturday or Sunday. But she's got a lot of stories, and she's got really cool pictures too. Oh my goodness, she's got pictures, you guys. She's met a lot of famous people. She got pictures of herself with Ernest Borgnine, Phyllis Diller. Gosh, so many people, and her friend has got pictures. Scott Michaels has got pictures with all kinds of people, and the funniest picture was with the guy that played Jaws. Remember that really big guy that played Jaws? Anyways, I'll let her tell the story, but that's a funny picture. They met him in a restaurant. Anyway, she's got a lot of good stories, you guys. I could just listen forever. Yeah, she's got so many stories from, living around Los Angeles and being in that, business where she's, they had contact with celebrities. And she said, like, you'll see him around. She said she was at a stoplight one time and she saw, what you talking about, Willis? It was Arnold, what's the little guy's name? Arnold? Forgot his name now. I don't know why I can't think of his name. Maybe it's too late. I don't know, whoever it was. Yeah, she's got a lot of celebrity stories, you guys. Yeah. And he was driving a big giant Hummer. what was his name? And yeah, she's got great stories, you guys. So I can't wait to have her back on here again. And like I said, I have a microphone coming, so that's going to hook up to my phone. So hopefully that will help. I'm going to look into getting a new laptop so I could just go on my laptop, stuff like that. So we'll get a better sound quality. Because, yeah, I want to catch every word that she says because, yeah, sometimes the sound goes out. I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. I don't know if it's the phone that I'm using. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but anyway, I'm working on the sound quality. Let's see. Doctor Who. Yeah, I don't remember that. Saturday Night Live used to do a skit. Mark Hartsky, Mary Hartsky, Mary Hartsky, Mary Hartsky. Really? Saturday Night Live used to be so good, man, in the 70s with John Belushi and all that. The original cast, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was pretty good. That was really good. As time went on, it did not get good. It got worse. It got worse and worse. Yeah. I live by Hank Williams Jr. He's an ass and he's gone downhill bad since daughter and wife passing. Oh, did his wife and daughter pass separately or wow, that's rough. Have your daughter and your wife pass. Gary Coleman had a rough life. Well, all child actors. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. Gary Coleman. Yeah, I remember laughing with all the doors and everything. What was it? What was their slogan? It was something from the 60s. What was their slogan? Yeah. Yeah, laughing. That was weird. His daughter was killed on highway. A year later, wife passed. Really? I didn't know that. Hank Williams Jr., huh? Well, remember, didn't he used to sing that football song? Are you ready for some football? And then there was some bad controversy with him. So he ended up they ended up firing him or something, right? I don't know if it was a racial thing. I can't remember. Some controversy. And then he got fired from the NFL for singing. Yeah, well, that's rough. Yeah, sock it to me, right? That I think that's what it was. Sock it to me and laughing. I think they said sock it to me. I can't remember. Yeah, those are some old shows, and they always had the weird. They always had those weird colors, like '60s, with daisies on stuff, and I don't know. They had the colors were kind of orange and green and just weird. Yeah, that was weird. Kid Rock is here a lot at his place. I'm on Kentucky side, but Tennessee's like 9 miles. Where does Kid Rock live? He lives in Tennessee, Kid Rock. Um, I think I think he's the one that um is trying to stop Ticketmaster from buying up all the tickets and selling them at outrageous prices because the Ticketmaster places are making more money than the acts that show up to play. And so Kid Rock was I thought he was trying to help that. So because they're basically scalpers, you know what I mean? They made scalping illegal, but then they let Ticketmaster jack up your. I had a laughing lunchbox back. Really? Did you really? Oh man, the metal lunchboxes with the thermos. When I used to empty out houses, I'd still see. I had I had just a plaid, a red and black plaid one. Mine was kind of boring. But people had like Flintstones, Jetsons, stuff like that. Yeah, the metal lunchbox. They were good because your lunch didn't get crunched. Like a bag ripped open. Yeah, everybody had a cool lunchbox. Or Dukes of Hazard lunchbox. Uh, huh. Just legalized scalping, yeah. And then they want to arrest the people trying to sell one or two tickets. Hank's house is in Buchanan, Tennessee. No, Hank's house is in Buchanan, Tennessee, also known as Springville or Kentucky Lake. 2 hours east of Nashville. If you saw them in public, you'd never know it's them. Really? Yeah, with the glass thermos inside. That's right. With a built-in cup. With the lid. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it wasn't Kid Rock. Him and and Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt was one of my favorite movies. I used to watch it with my kids. It was so funny. Uh, it's the same as lab coats with prescription pads, right? Yeah. Yep. They got the professionals doing all the dirty work now. Hooking people up and selling them concert tickets. Yeah. Well, I think that was the good old days. It's so crazy how kids live now. My kids grew up before computers. I don't even know what it would be like to. In fact, even in the classroom now, I don't even think they use a pencil anymore. And they stopped doing cursive writing years ago. They don't even teach kids how to do cursive writing anymore. Anyway. In fact, my son, they used to like watch movies and stuff. Didn't even sound like school. But yeah. Anyway, so I'm just gonna chat on here tonight. Just an open chat. Either tomorrow or the next day, gonna go over one of the live streams. Either one that I want to go over of Eric's, or I'm gonna go over pissed off parents. Is what's his name? Dwayne. I want to go over Dwayne stuff. Joseph is back. Good, because the kids didn't even know how to write it or read it. They couldn't even read cursive. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. I don't know who tried to get rid of that. Like, oh, it's so funny because instead of everybody, each generation getting smarter, they're each generation's actually kind of getting dumber. They're dumbing them down, and so now they just like text. They abbreviate words, so you don't have to learn how to like. Never mind is just NM or whatever it is. No, they don't spell out things. They use emojis instead of words. I mean, do you live? Do you have a live Eric cashing in on super chats, etc.? Actually, um, I think I do. I'd have to look through my library. Uh, I did want to do that. See, most of my clips don't have the chat, but you can see somebody. I know somebody has that. Somebody's got it where they were keeping track of super chats and donations coming in. You guys, sometimes it was thousands in a live stream. And you know what? Somebody said, and I can't remember what it was. Somebody said that all the Whitaker's money, the AdSense money from YouTube, right? All the money that was from YouTube and all the other platforms went into the account of Eric's Dad Talk account. Did you guys hear that? I did, but I can't remember where I heard it from. But so how are they going to divide that up? Sarah Little? Maybe. Maybe. Everything turning AI, and I hate that AI. I hate that. Do you see the one they keep trying to push with Trump like walking through, I don't know, some third world country, cashing in bottles or something? And world leaders like all dirty, like in some third world country, and like a school bus sliding down a hill, bouncing off of cars, but nothing happening to it. It's just like, oh my gosh. And people in the comment section they're all sick of this AI. And as a matter of fact, AI has got its place, you know what I mean? And but I don't know, that stuff like where you think it's like a vehicle accident or something, but it just like melts or something, like thinking why it's hard now to even click on anything because it's probably going to be fake, you know what I mean? Yeah, maybe, sir. So yeah, cool, Rock and Loretta. I'll look and see what I got. I got a lot of clips, you guys. I got probably 2,500 clips. They will never get money. No, nope. Yeah. So right there, having Eric putting all the Whitaker stuff that he's supposed to be splitting 3 ways with 2 other parties, 2/3 of that money is supposed to go to other people. So how, if he did that right there is that's that's I don't know, somebody that's got to be against the law or something. But the thing is, he didn't give any money anyway, so you know what I mean, it was counting at this point. But I don't think he has any money left. I think it's gone. Show us the money. Remember that with Tom Cruise? I can't remember the famous movie, but he says, "Show me the money." Yeah, show us the money. At least show us a receipt of the money you got in there, and tell us how much. We're just kind of curious. But remember, at Thanksgiving time, he said his lawyer got a hold of Betty and Larry, and they're getting their money. That was at Thanksgiving. Well, that was a lie. Well, I don't know how to give anybody their money. Well, guess what? Mark Leda from Soft White Underbelly made like 30-something deposits into Betty's bank. Yeah, it's in Beckley. It's at Chase Bank. Yeah, She's got a bank account there. Yeah, I know. Give her a check and so she can put it in her bank. Running around like a chicken with his head cut off, pretending you don't know where to put the money. Give it to the person that you owe it to. I mean, what? Hey, Hellraiser, good to see you tonight. Welcome. Let's see. It would be fun to play a live stream and add all the super chats up to get it right. Yeah. The problem is, see, I didn't catch the chats in my clips, but the problem is Dwayne only put the little ones on the screen. Do you guys remember one time somebody gave like a $500 super chat or 400? It was a lot of money. I mean, a lot. And Dwayne's putting up like the $1.99, $4.99, just little tiny ones he's putting on the screen. And because in order to ask a question, you had to give them money. So Dwayne's job was to pick out the ones with money and then put them on the screen. Yeah, hey Eric, how's the Amish house coming? For $4.99. Okay, that's how it went. But over in the chat, people were seeing that people are donating like $200 or $400, giant donations, and he was ignoring them. And then everybody in the chat was saying, Dwayne, you missed one. You missed a big one. And I don't know how many times that happened, but it kept happening because for some reason, I don't know if he was told or whatever, he was not highlighting those big ones. And those people, didn't even get half the time, didn't even get their question answered. Didn't even get to ask the question. But yeah, he only acknowledged the questions that had money attached to it. And that's why I said that one person paid $1.99 for the $1 million question. Eric, where's the money? Yeah. Don't speak against the I and the I. It's hate speech. The and the I don't know who that is. The A and the I. Oh, is it really? Oh no. Is AI protected now? Is it protected class? I don't know. It's so funny because that first robot, remember the first robot that came out was a woman and it looked really realistic, except the back of her head was missing. There's like wires hanging out and stuff. But the front of her looked like almost like a human. You remember her name was Sophia? And if I remember right, Sophia, the name Sophia means wisdom. Isn't it, Grace? If I remember right. Yeah, wisdom. So sometimes I see people on like TV or on not TV, but on certain news things that come up, and I swear they're robots. Some of them are hard to tell, but yeah, I think Sophia means wisdom, something like that. And Sophia was a ancient god too. What Sophia was, I think, the god of wisdom or something. I can't remember, but that it wasn't. I don't know if it's an Egyptian god or where it was, but yeah. So that robot girl is named after that. A first grader going to school, it's not crayons, paper anymore. It's an iPad and charger. Wow. Remember, everybody had to have a box of crayons, and if you're lucky, you got the big one with the sharpener on the back. If your parents were well off, you got the big pack with the sharpener. Thank you, Grace. Just put up Sarah's channel. Thank you. Good to see you tonight, Hellraiser. Hope you're having a great morning. I think it's morning where you're at. Welcome. Yeah, fraud. Hey, Hellraiser. Yeah, it's in the Amish piggy bank. Oh, and you know what? I was listening to remember not that long ago when Eric came on and he brought his little friend Mark Douche, and Mark just like lost it and went off on everybody. Yeah, yeah, so he was saying You know how he was saying that told adult protection people that they killed his friend's husband and all that. Told everybody, I don't swore at everybody, but he said, and I don't care. West Virginia State Police. He was mad because they did not give Eric immunity. And somebody said, well, immunity from what? If you're trying to get immunity, that means you've committed a crime. But he was furious. They're both furious. They went from going to bring Timmy home to, no, you're not taking Timmy, and you're a suspect in a crime, bunch of crimes. And you don't have immunity. So they were, wetter, madder than a wet hen. So they went home empty-handed, no Timmy, no golden goose, whatever goose that lays the golden egg. So they go home empty-handed. And so there must have been some conversation, because Mark was saying, and I don't care if you don't believe the Amish story. He said that. I could go over that, because I listened to it the other day and I'm thinking, dang. It's so hard listening to Eric, you know what I mean? But that part was really interesting when Mark was saying, West Virginia State Police, I don't care if you don't believe our Amish story. Which means that they don't believe the Amish story, and they told them that we don't believe your Amish story. So that's good, right? They wouldn't have brought that up if it wasn't a problem. And then he said, he didn't get immunity. They killed his friend's husband. And then he said, what did he say? Well, about how we had to take care of your problem. And then Mark said, this is what we do. We've done this in all these other states. I'm thinking, wait, what? But you should listen to that. Maybe we'll listen to it next time I come on. Because, wow. Oh, and he also said, and he was also mad because they must have questioned Robert Mast. Because Mark says, how dare you bother Robert Mast or something. So they listen, you guys, state police, what you can get on that is state police, A, talk to Robert Mast, B, they don't believe the Amish story, C, Eric's not getting immunity, and B, adult protection may or may not have killed his friend. Anyway, you have a daughter, Sophia Elizabeth. That's a beautiful name. So yeah, Sophia means wisdom. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah. Okay, that's not that. Yeah, that's why that first really smart robot. Like I said, they would have put a wig on it would have looked like a real woman. Pretty close, and they've got better ones now. That was like a prototype or something. Yeah. So yeah, and if I was Patrick, I would ask your lawyer to file some type of some type of claim on that money he owes, because sue him for your part, because I don't know, after 2 years, I don't know if the police don't get it back, they're going to be out of luck, because I think they only have 2 years to do this civil suit against him. So, and it's already been a year, almost, or whatever. Well, it's been past years since they signed the contract. Contract was signed in the middle of June, so we're just past when they signed the contract. Yeah, so the police, the West Virginia police doesn't believe them, don't believe the Amish story. And I hope that they got all that information that I laid out for them about that, because the bishop's name, somebody from that area told me the bishop's name and told me it was in Parisburg and told me exactly where it was, because they said that they were there at that Amish store when they saw Eric and his, buddies came in. Oh, and you know what else? I just saw, here, I'm going to pull it up. I just saw Eric put up a post at 3 o'clock this morning, yesterday morning, whatever. At 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's very excited because guess what? He's taking another trip to Las Vegas, right? This is his second trip in like a month. And he said, and I'm bringing on a bunch of my good friends. Okay. Okay, wait, what? You know what I mean? So here. So yeah, he's taking all these trips with all his buddies again. Second one, now it's Las Vegas. Dad talk too. All right, let's see. Yes. I'm gonna read it. It's a post. Oh, did he delete it? What? I think he deleted it. What the heck? You guys, he deleted everything up until everything's deleted in the last 4 weeks. There's nothing left. Wow, he deleted everything. You go look. Here, I'll show you. Here's a post. See? Everything's deleted because he, in the last 4 weeks, he went to Las Vegas. Now he's going to Las Vegas again. You guys, 3 o'clock in the morning, he put this up and now it's gone. But he was saying that he's going to go back to Las Vegas. And this time I'm bringing a bunch of my very good friends. It's gone. It's gone. No, everything in the last month is gone. I can't believe this. Is this for real? So it was on here at 3 o'clock in the morning. Right before I went to bed, I saw it. Oh, that's weird. Yes. Wow, he deleted everything. Wow, that's weird. Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, but it did. It said, I'm going back to Las Vegas. I'm so excited. I'm going for a nice trip, and this time I'm bringing a bunch of my very good friends. That's what it said. Anyway, he deleted it. You know what? I bet a lot of people weren't too happy about that. Yeah, so he's back to his old tricks, I guess, allegedly. Yeah, put the money in their hand. Yeah. Yeah. Marshmallow says, I feel it's like a lost claim. Example, if you find money and if it's not claimed after time, it legally becomes yours. Kind of same thing I feel because no one is found. I know. They both need to, but listen, unless somebody helps the Whitakers to do it, I don't think they're going to do it. It's not like, and you can't really get legal aid for a civil suit. You know what I mean? Not that I know of. You can get legal aid for, I don't know, child custody, maybe divorce, probably even a crime or whatever. But I don't think they'll help you on a civil suit. But Patrick should get chopping on that because time's going to run out and it's going to be Eric's. Maybe Eric knows that. Maybe that's why he's hanging on to it. And after 2 years, voila, nobody can come after him. It's already been one. Missing high dollar amounts once or twice is an accident. When it's a pattern, it's a problem. Yeah. All right. I was watching Eric's deleted video when he was still in West Virginia after the 3 were taken. He called Timmy. I know. He did call Timmy a cash cow because and didn't he call him a cash cow because he was saying that Patrick wanted the cash cow, right? I remember him, and I called all my videos. I was calling Timmy their cash cow or their golden goose or whatever, which is actually the goose that laid the golden egg, because the goose is not actually gold. So I mixed that up. And one time he said golden goose. And I thought, wow, I got it wrong. And then he just repeated what I said. He was pissed. Patrick left the Airbnb and went and got Cash Cow. It's on Sarah's YouTube. Really, I got to go look at Sarah's YouTube because I think she's got clips that I don't. Wow. I'm going to have to check that out. Right. So after the 3 were taken, he left the Airbnb because he said people were out to get him. So then him and Douche went to a hotel. And that's the hotel where he's wearing the red shirt and there's a yellow wall behind him with some like abstract art or something on the wall. You could tell it's a hotel. And that's when he held up that big stack of paper and said, this is Patrick's record. And listen, Patrick's record, like most people's, would fit on 2 pieces of paper. Right? I mean, I don't know what that big stack was, but come on. If I printed out Patrick's things, it'd be a page. I mean, maybe a part of a second one. It didn't know 1-inch thick stack of paper. You know. Yeah, he did, though. He did call him a cash cow. Yeah. And he was pretty mad about Sarah going on who he called you-know-who's live stream. Patrick's. California badass. Marcos, California. Yeah. Yep. He was from California. That's right. In fact, if you Google his name, you can see he's involved in, I don't know, stuff, political stuff or whatever. Nothing to write home about. Like trying to get involved in stuff. He's part of that dad talk. He's been. That guy said something like West Virginia kiss. Yeah, he did. Yeah, West Virginia, you can kiss my ass. Yeah. And you can kiss my ass. He tried to do a deep voice, but it just sounded weird. Yeah. And something he was trying to be tough guy. Yeah, he was trying to do it. Yeah, hey Laurie, good to see you tonight. Yeah, he was trying to do like a deep voice, but it didn't really come out too good. Eric delete. Yeah. Was it a triple tumbler night? In the hotel with his buddies, it certainly was. He had 2 tumblers and actually one night, you guys, this was the topper. He had 2 tumblers, he had a coffee cup, and he had a bottle of water. That was a 4-drink night. That was when all of them were still in the hotel after the big blow up on that Friday the 5th of September. Yeah. That's when he had 2 tumblers, he had a coffee cup, and he had a bottled water. Don't forget to spend Whitaker's at the blackjack table. Eric clear, or is he going to pay for stealing and crimes against humanity? I don't think he's in the clear. But yeah, isn't that something? He's got money for these trips, and he's bringing his pack of alleged loser friends with him. Hey, it's been a couple weeks since we went on this free trip. You got another one, Eric? Oh, yeah. In fact, he just went to Las Vegas. Now he's going back again. I don't even know. I'm sure he's got a very legit reason. Only Eric cleared Eric. Investigation is still ongoing. Yeah, Eric tried to clear, and his friends tried to clear him. But I don't think that really counts. Eric believed the Whitaker family don't deserve their money. I know he does. Exactly. He thinks they shouldn't have it. I'll pretend I'm trying to find a place to put it instead of in their hand like the contract said. The contract never said, once I screw you out of the first one paycheck, then after that I'm going to try to pretend to get a savings account or something. Hey, Susan, good to see you tonight. Welcome. The video was him and Dwight talking. Is that when he said the cash cow? Sarah, thank you, Grace. She just put up Sarah Little's channel. Eric was at somebody's dang trailer, and I thought he was high. Remember, he was at some trailer. I don't remember. Inside a trailer, or was it at Whitaker's? Um, yeah. Love you, Liza. Well, thank you, Laurie. We're glad you're here, and I'm glad you like him. Susan says hello. Good to see you tonight, Susan. Hope you're doing well. Hope your trip is going good. Hopefully, he hasn't found another family to help. Yeah, right. Oh, I hope he doesn't try to help the Ohio 13 or whatever. Because he might just end up down at the emergency room trying to teach the nurses how to put cream on somebody's knees. He's really good at that. Yeah, maybe he can go adopt some of those mute people that they found chained up in a basement. Why doesn't he go over there? Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Las Vegas. I don't even know what, but it's not cheap to go there. I went there in the 90s, right? After my divorce, me and my friend that I worked with at that clinic, we went to Las Vegas, and that was during the 90s. It was the mid 90s, and they were doing the family friendly theme. They had families there pushing babies in strollers and stuff, and it was weird. But when we went, everything was cheap. You could get a whole buffet, all you can eat buffet for $2.99. Hotel rooms were extremely cheap. The flight was cheap. It was cheap to go there. I just got divorced. And I didn't have any money, and I still afforded to go. My parents came and stayed with my kids, and yeah, it was cheap enough for even me to go. And now it's expensive to go there, really expensive. Somebody that went there, my friend who I just went to bingo with, she said, I think her and her husband had a piece of pizza and a drink, and it was like $30 for the one slice of pizza or something. Can't remember. It was something very small and a drink, and it was $30 for the two of them. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not cheap anymore. So I don't know. Him and his buddies, what's that going to cost? Thought he didn't have no money. Remember, he said he's barely getting by, and he's got help from sound like his family or something. In a trailer with two guys, and I thought he had a beer. I wish I could find it. Yeah, yeah, if you can find it. I don't know if that might have been the Airbnb. I'm not sure. He was in a hotel, Airbnb, and I don't know. And yeah. In this video, he showed the stack of paper. Yeah, that's when he was at the hotel, and that's when he was still teaching the hospital how to take care of the Whitakers. I got hiccups because I'm getting hungry. Yeah, that's when he was still. So that was either Monday or Tuesday. That was either, let's see, 5, 6, 7. It was either the 8th or the 9th or something. Because by the 10th, they told him to go home. So yeah, for the first couple of days, he was in that hotel with the stack of papers. Yeah, that was either the Monday or Tuesday. Deep thunder again here, really? Yeah. The only thing I don't like about that is, lightning strikes, but also the power outages. I have a backup generator in case my power goes out. I've never needed it because it's never gone out for more than like an hour at the most. There's a transformer a few miles up the road, and I saw a husband, wife, and like a teenage kid getting out of their vehicle trying to fix it when our power was out. I thought that's where the whole family's there. But yeah, they just drive up there and up to the substation, and I don't know what they do. But yeah, it's never really been out very long here. I went out at my friend's house a few times last week. I think it was on the 4th of July. They had we all had a bad storm, but they got power outage. from the high winds tearing stuff down. That's interesting. I would love to see the one in the trailer. I'm great, Kathy. Spent the afternoon, evening digging up and planting a flower bed for my stepmom and dad. That's nice of you, Susan. Yep, I did that this year. I dug up a bunch of them and moved them. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's a lot of work. Feels good when it's done, though. That's nice. Good daughter. That's a good daughter. He was at a trailer, not Whitaker's, though I wish I had saved it. He was trying to justify his actions. There's some of the other channels do have some clips that I haven't seen, because some of them he deleted right away. Because in fact, remember the live stream where he said he had less than $100? Well, he deleted that one. That one's gone. But we all remember he said he had less than $100 in his bank, and he didn't know if the bills were going to clear, and he left his wife and kids at home with no money in the bank. That's what he said. I thought he was drinking a beer, and that's when him and his methadone he needed. I swear to the Lord, I think someone in the comments trying to get him methadone. Wow, Lori, because remember when he got home, he's got that crazy video when he finally got back after Whitakers were taken. He got told no with Timmy. He got home and he said, and my wife came to me and said, she doesn't want me coming home until I get off the methadone. Remember that? And he said, what are you talking about? And because one of their lifelong friends, even though I don't think they knew each other the whole life, but anyway, one of his lifelong friends, their lifelong friends told her that he's on methadone, which was weird because, hey, D, good to see you tonight. Welcome. It was weird because, yeah, BJ and her son were on Suboxone, which is, I think, about the same, kind of the same thing. Or maybe she was on methadone. I don't know. I really don't know the difference between the two. Yeah, I do. When my stomach's empty, I get hiccups. Especially if I drink a lot of water. Yeah, I do. Yeah, when my stomach's empty, I get hiccups. I said I didn't think he done drugs. I never donate to the guy he will use for drugs. Well, I mean, kind of his appearance made people suspicious. The way he acted, the way he was sweating and fidgety, and his eyes looked black like shark eyes and all that. I mean, he, but yeah, he's the one that said, and I think that video is probably still up on Dad Talk. He's the one that said, my wife told me I can't come home until I get off Suboxone or methadone, whatever he's on. Yeah, I'm outside now, but going back in. Oh, okay. Stepping outside, still nice out. Sorry, I can't type. Hardly rocking a baby. You're rocking a baby sleep? Huh. He mentioned the 100,000 on that video too. Oh, so I just watched a video where he was mentioning the 100. You're talking about the soft white underbelly, because he keeps bringing that up. And you guys, what does Mark Laeta and the BJ thing and the 100,000, what does that have to do with his story? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It happened. It was a thing. Mark and the Whitakers, made amends. Mark forgave everybody right on video and posted it, where he said, I forgive you. And he forgave BJ and he forgave Larry. And Larry asked for forgiveness, and so did BJ. And he forgave him. Done deal. The money's there. It's gone. It's all accounted for. They got their money, every penny of it. Mark didn't get any of it. The taxes were paid. $38,000 of taxes were taken out. It's a closed chapter. But somehow Eric wants to keep digging that up and bringing it into his story. No, Eric, it has nothing to do with your story because he thinks that makes him look good. You're right. He's clearly deflecting, Susan. Exactly. Perfect description of it. He's deflecting because, hey, wait a minute. Mark, what about all that missing money? There is no missing money. Nothing's missing. And Eric actually thought there was a shoebox full of money because remember, you guys remember he was on a video and he looked whacked out of his mind and he was saying that, you guys, the shoebox, there should be a shoebox full of money. Because remember when the trailer burned down, Larry said that they had a shoebox full of money or something, which, to be honest, I don't believe anybody has a shoebox full of money. None of us. I mean, I'm not speaking for you guys. I don't know hardly anybody with a shoebox full of money, and I doubt Whitaker's had a shoebox full of money, but okay, I remember what it was. He was, I think he was driving in a vehicle. He was with Betty, and he was asking Betty, what happened to the shoebox full of money? Betty's like, what? And he said, what happened to the shoebox full of money? You guys remember that? He was like drilling her for, where's that shoebox full of money? I was like, she don't know what he's talking about because there isn't any. Yeah, Eric, you got the shoebox full of money. He wants everybody out chasing a shoebox full of money that doesn't exist, so they stop looking at him. Yeah, because I feel APS thought Eric was Mark when they realized all they pretty much told him F off. I feel APS thought Eric was Mark when they realized all they pretty much told him to F. Well, I think at some point, Adult Protection realized that they got duped. Now, I don't know why Eric had so much pull down there. Eric had a lot of pull to where he had a direct line to their personal cell phones. He didn't even have to say, hey, it's me, Eric. He just said, hey, can you get down here? And they're like, yeah, we'll get him right. Yeah, you got to tell Larry he's full of shit or something like that. Okay, and I'll buy you gas and lunch. Like, so there was something weird going on there. I've never seen anybody that can bark orders at out-of-state adult protection or any type of government, run place like that, where you can call the shots and tell them to get down, drop everything and get over here. Okay. And then offer them lunch and gas money. Like you've offered them other things and it was okay. He didn't say, now, would I be out of line if I offered you gas? No. It's just like, okay, I'll buy you gas, money and lunch. Yeah. He was feeling no pain. In the comments, people near him were chatting about helping him with methadone wafers. And don't do all four, Eric. I know how methadone does. My sister's bad on methadone. Really? My sister can't come to anyone's house in our family. She's a methadone thief and says anything for methadone. Yeah, because I think I think that people that are on that, it seems like you just trade one drug for the other, right? You just trade one, I guess, a legal drug for one that's legal. And I thought it was supposed to transition people off of some hardcore. Hold on a second. Hey, stop it. Sorry. A cat was hanging on my window screen. Um, yeah, so I thought it was supposed to be a temporary thing, but people have been on that stuff for years. There was a couple, there is a couple, um, Jeremiah and Samantha, they call it Sam Squatch. They're on mother like 15 years or something like that. And guys, all they did was scam money, scam. Oh, my mom's dying. This is happening. That's happening. We're getting kicked out. We need money and blah, blah, blah. Every grift there was. And then just recently, his mom actually did die and they needed money and nobody believed him because he cried wolf too many times. Anyway, so yeah, I've seen some really bad behavior for people that are on that, and I don't know. And that's what BJ was on, something like that. Can't remember, it was Suboxone or methadone. I have it in a video. And her son was on it, and they had to go. They had to go to the place to keep going there to get it and going there to get it. They don't give it like a month's supply like other medicine. You have to keep going back there every day or something. Anyway, didn't seem very fun. Yeah, and that's people who have very severe habits. Yeah, they'll steal from their own family. I've seen it. That's why if somebody's on serious stuff, they can't come to my house. You can't come here. Nope. Yeah, because they're thieves. I sent Eric a message and asked him to give me an interview to clear up questions people have. And I told him that it would be an opportunity for him to clear his name. It's crickets. Yeah, Susan, he's not going to. He actually said he would want to interview, but he's not going to do that. He's got to control every situation. And that's why I'm pretty sure those questions I think he wrote them himself. Every question that he read, it sounded like something he would write. Eric, yeah, I just want to say I've been watching you for a long time, and you're so wonderful, and all you ever did was try to help. And I'm just wondering, what happened after Patrick broke the family up? What did you think? Wait, what? You wrote that. Or next question. Hi, Eric. I know the sun rises and sets on you, and you've done everything so perfect. What do you think of Patrick wrecking the family? You know what I mean? Eric, you're writing these. Don't tell me other people. And everyone's the same. Have you been able to see the family? No, you guys. Actually, he's going to be the last in line. Just my guess. I think you and I are going to see the family before we're in line to see him long before Eric will. So people need to quit asking because he don't know nothing. All right, Lori, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in and welcome back, Dee. Welcome back, Dee. Hold on a second. Yeah. And there's because you guys, when they were doing this weird stuff, when the family was taken, it was harvest time, and I was busy all day, and I wouldn't even watch the videos till nighttime, and sometimes they were already deleted. So there's some I didn't even see because I was busy working all day. Yeah, so time I come on, they deleted them. I'm thinking, why did they delete them? But now I know. Yeah, all was very weird. Yeah. And right in front of everybody. I mean, it's not like he had 100 people watching or not. He had sometimes 6,000 people. I remember in a live stream, he had 6,000 people watching in a live stream. And you're doing this and acting like this and pulling this off in front of 6,000 people live? Wow. I ain't saying people on methadone are, and I never personally met a methadone user, but any good. But I'm sure there's some wonderful people on it somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure there probably is people on it somewhere that are wonderful. But yeah, the only ones that I saw personally was that Jeremiah and Sam Squatch. And yeah, and they were the biggest scammers, still are. So right now they got nobody watching their channel. And they're hardly ever around anymore. But they used to be on every night, a new story, a new problem, a new emergency. Oh, we're living in the U-Haul truck now. We need money. Yeah, and it was just people it was a turn off. But that's the only people I ever personally knew that was on that. So I got a bad experience with somebody that was on it. Yeah. Welcome back. I used to work at a methadone clinic. All they do is legally sell drugs, and they don't want to wean people off. It's money. Yeah. Yeah, it's a business. You guys, the medical field is a business, okay? Just like your church, it's a business. Yeah. People are addicted to methadone and Suboxone. Yeah, I think they're kind of the same, right? I gotta get off, people. I'm half asleep. Kathy, can't sleep. All right. All right, Lori. Thanks for coming in, though. We appreciate it. It was interesting what you said. I would like to find those lost tapes. All right, Marshmallow. I totally understand. It's after midnight here, too. We must be in the same time zone. Everyone have a blessed, wonderful day tomorrow. You too, Marshmallow. Have an awesome and blessed day tomorrow. You too. And thanks for coming in, Marshmallow. I know it's a very late one. I knew it would be. I didn't get home till 9:30. And I had to feed everybody and cook their dinner real fast. Then they say they're sober, right? Yeah. Well, hey, dear Jane. Hey, Kathy, I missed a bit of the chat, but I heard my name a couple times. I was freelancing freeloader duty. Do you want to do a live? Yes, I do. Yeah, I do, Jane. I was saying about how all these awesome stories you have. You know, I would love to have you on, like maybe Saturday night. Me and you can talk on the phone before, and but yeah, I told people you and I talked on the phone for hours, and you've got stories that people would love to hear, really love to hear. And you've got photographs. You guys, we could do a lot of lives with dear Jane. She is fascinating, and yeah, the stories, celebrity stories. Oh, and she told me some other stuff about Charles Manson and some other stuff. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, we're gonna have dear Jane back. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to have her back many times. But yeah, you guys, and the stuff she has sent me so many emails with pictures and photographs. Yeah, of her with a lot of celebrities. Oh, and we talked about Robert Blake and all kinds of stuff. She's got a lot of good stuff, you guys. It'll be fun. Yes, I do want to do a live with you, Jane, this weekend. Absolutely. Let's do it Saturday. We'll come on earlier. We can come on like 8 o'clock or something. We can come on earlier, which would be 6 o'clock your time. I thought when I seen his comments about methadone, it made sense how he was acting. He was with two guys in an old trailer. Oh my goodness. I hope you can find that, Lori. And I know you went to bed, but I hope you can find that. In a trailer. Wow. Well, he was in West Virginia when that happened? Yes, Jane, whatever. Yeah, whatever works for you, Jane. I'm here. You know me, I'm here. Yeah. I'm getting a load of black dirt tomorrow, filling a few things, and then I'm gonna tarp it and put it back in my garage, and I'm done for. I got really nothing planned for, I don't know, till next week. So yeah, I'm freed up. Grace, my plans are lying in bed, wearing my moo and marabou slippers, eating bonbons, whatever the good time for you and Kathy. All right, dear Jane. Yeah, because she's got a lot of good stuff, you guys. Yeah. Yeah, that's my dream, right? That sounds good. Oh, hey, TNT. Good to see you tonight. Welcome. Good to see you, Ty. I hope everything's doing well in your world. Hope you're doing good. Good night to Lori. I'm back too. I missed the last half hour, I think. All right. What were we talking about? Talking about Eric and his questionable behavior. Somebody was saying that there was a video. I don't know if not my monkey or anybody saw. She said there was a video of Eric in a trailer with two other guys in a trailer, and they were talking about methadone, and people in the chat were giving him some advice about, I don't know, what getting off it or something. I can't remember. That's a good idea, barring any good lives. Yeah. I'm not going to go the same time as Patrick, that's for sure, because all the people on my channel also watch Patrick's live, so we'll make sure that there's not another live stream going on. And dear Jane, I ordered, or anybody else that didn't hear, I ordered a microphone that's going to plug into my cell phone. So hopefully the sound will improve. And if not, I'm going to have to buy a laptop and go from there, right? Because I think my laptop might be too old. It's a Hewlett Packard. It's been around forever. So yeah, but yeah, we'll get the sound. Because I know a couple times the sound went out, but that's probably this phone here. Yeah, I don't think it's StreamYard. Good to see you tonight, TNT. You did catch that? Okay. How was bingo? It was pretty good. I lost. My friend won $9 on Speedo because 5 different people won. And instead of getting $10, they take out $1. I don't even know what they're doing. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And yeah, we complained the whole way home, like always. And then when I got out of the car, I said, all right, let me know when you want to go again. But it's fun. It's fun to get out of the house and go do something. And like for 3 hours, it's pretty cheap. Cheap way to spend 3 hours. If you don't go too crazy. Yeah, so anyway, yep, didn't win. My friend barely won. Kathy, I want to know what microphone you're. I don't know if it will help my audio, but it's worth a try. Yeah, Jane, I'll send you. Well, I'll tell you when I. Yeah, I'll tell you when I talk to you. I want to make sure it works first before. I was thinking about you too. I thought, maybe Jane would want to buy one of these, but let's make sure it works good first. And then, yeah, if it works good, because mine will be here next Tuesday, I think. I ordered it a few days ago, and I think it was going to take a week, so I think mine will be here Tuesday. And if it works good, yeah, then we'll get one for you too. You never won at bingo either? Yeah, I know. I don't know why I keep going. Well, she asked me yesterday if I want to go. When we were eating lunch, I said, yeah, I'll go. Why not? Maybe this time, right? No. But the jackpot was $55,000. It was like 54,900 and something, almost 55,000. Nobody won it. You have to do the cover on like less than 56 numbers or something. So whenever somebody doesn't win, when nobody wins it, it gets bigger for the next week. So yeah, it was a big prize. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. That would change my life. If I got $56,000, it would be life changing for me. I can't believe how fast your plants doubled in size. And you have two. Yeah, look how fast. Remember, just about 6 weeks ago, I think at the beginning of June. Yeah, at the beginning of June, they were all like 2 inches. I could hold them in my hands. Little 2 inch tall little seedlings. Yeah, now they're chest high, probably. Or maybe even, yeah. My tomatoes were like 7 feet tall last time. They blocked out my entire wall of windows, so I had to move them because one of my porches was pitch black inside. The tomatoes covered all the windows and made it dark. So that's one of the reasons why, yeah, because they're really, yeah, they're growing like crazy. We had a nice rain too. We had nice rain lately. So now we're going to go into hot streak. I'm going to have to be watering them. It's great to have a friend like that. Yeah. Yep. Damn train. Yeah. It is fun. It's nice to have somebody to do something with. I lived up here for a while with nobody really close, you know what I mean? So anyway, it's nice to have somebody around here. Because when I lived in a bigger city, I had a lot of friends, and I was always doing stuff. People were at my house all the time. It was, now it's really quiet up here. So yeah, I'm glad somebody moved up here that I know. So she only lives like 5 miles away. So it's nice actually having somebody in person to go places with. Yeah, I'm so used to doing everything by myself, So yeah, it's nice. Need to get out there and prune my tomato. Yeah, I need to do pruning too. Yeah, I hear you. You don't have friends? Well, you mean like in person around you? Yeah. Yeah, she's the only one that lives around here. My family lives all over the place. Nobody lives by me. A family don't live around here. Well, I do. I got cousins and nephews and nieces and stuff that live around here. And an aunt that lives around here. But most of my family doesn't live around here anymore. But yeah, I'm used to having a lot of friends around, and yeah, up here nobody was up here. But I'm always good by myself. But yeah, it is nice to have somebody. Funny, TNT, almost like you're around me. I just was saying these tracks are busy. A train is whistling as I type. I used to like that. Yelling my friends, no family, but my 14-year-olds. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a lot of family around. Yeah, we're your friends, TNT. We're your friends. But yeah, I know what you mean about somebody close by. I can stop by and pick me up. She drives Miss Daisy. Yeah. So yeah, it's nice, but it's been a while. It's many years I'm up here by myself. Now I met the girl at a woman that works at the grocery store. Her and I were friends. I'd see her up at work and stuff, but she moved to another town because she couldn't stand working at the grocery store where they have a large turnover. So she got a job in another city. So yeah, she ain't around anymore. But if I go to that Walmart, sometimes I do run into her still. I'm in Illinois, camping at Atwood in Ohio. Really? Are you by the Ohio 13? Is Atwood? Is that where that Amish lady drove the golf cart in the water? Or where was that? Yeah, it sounds familiar. Atwood in Ohio. Huh. I bet it's beautiful there. I have no friends and only have one immediate family. I only leave my house once a month. I totally get that, Alicia. In the winter, I hardly ever leave. And you know what? This winter, I might not leave because I know I pay for Walmart delivery and they drive like 40 minutes out here to deliver my stuff. You know, I have to pay them, I have to tip them and pay them, but it's the first time we've had anything delivered here. So this winter, I'll probably never leave either. Especially when I go shovel for 45 minutes just to get my truck out of my garage. Yep, TNT, we have a lot in common. Yep. Alicia, I feel you. Yep. Yeah, I don't have a lot of family either. Everybody moved away. Yeah. Someday I might move away from here, but yeah, for now I like it here. Haven't been in a store in 10 years. Really, Alicia? Huh. By choice? Um, yeah, I get that. And now with delivery and stuff, I don't know, Amazon and Walmart and all that other stuff, and food deliveries and stuff. If you live, especially if I lived near one of the cities, you can get anything. You can get restaurant food delivered. Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here with us by choice. Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get that. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. But if it's by choice and you're comfortable doing that, then that's what I would do. I would do whatever makes you happy, makes you comfortable. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what other people do. Mm-hmm. It is, isn't it? I knew it because I did the story on that. Atwood is the lake that the Amish woman drove. I knew it. Yeah, you guys remember I did a video. I did a video where an Amish mother and her husband, um, they were going to sacrifice. Okay, here's what they were going to do. So there's a story. There's a couple stories in the Bible. The Jonah, where Jonah was swallowed by the whale, and then the other one where Jesus walked on the water. So her and her Amish husband were going to go try to walk on water and maybe get swallowed by a whale or something diluted in their mind. So they went there in the dark, and the husband like tried to walk on water, or maybe he's trying to get swallowed by a whale or something, but he drowned. The husband drowned, and I don't know what happened to the wife, but the wife went back like near dawn and got the kids, and now wanted to go drown the kids or see if whatever. I'm not really sure what was going through her head. It was like a convoluted Bible stuff in her head, which made no sense. But anyway, and she got the kids, which were teenagers, and she drove right off them rocks right into the water. It was only like waist deep, right? But and I think the little boy, I think she threw the little boy at the end of the dock or something. I can't remember. So the boy and the dad died, I think. The teenager just walked out of the water. And anyway, yes, that was in Atwood. Yeah, I remember that. And then she got, like, right away, she went to court. And she was found not guilty by reason of insanity or something like that. She's not going to prison. She's in some type of a mental lockup place or something for now. You know? So, yeah. Yep, I knew that. I knew that sounded familiar. Atwood in Ohio, yeah. Yeah, I'm 51, turned 52 in August. Well, happy early birthday. I just had a birthday in May. Are you a Taurus? Or the end of May is Gemini. My son lives about 10 minutes from Atwood. Oh, you said that one time. Yeah. You did say that there's something about being close to there. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. She kind of, yeah, she didn't even like get, yeah, she didn't even get, convicted of murder or anything. She just, I don't know really what the technical conviction was, but yeah, she's just going to go away for a while. And they're hoping someday she can reunite with her family. I'm thinking, wait, what? I don't know. I wouldn't even say that. I mean, I wouldn't even say that right now. Alicia, I'm going to put my number up for you and then I'm going to delete it. And she said, okay. Or you said, be careful, trolls are watching. Yep. You're a Taurus? Oh, yeah. Taurus the bull. Yep, I have a family member that's a Taurus. Yeah. So maybe that place probably put up maybe a memorial plaque or something. Who knows? But yeah, then they found the husband like 6 o'clock that night, and they found the boy, I don't know, around the same time. Sarah's video is dated May 2026. It says one of Eric's deleted Facebook video. That really cool, Rich. Oh, I'm gonna go look. All right, hold on a second. Let me look. Yeah, she's probably got some stuff. I don't. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so funny because they made him take that page down. I know he didn't do it by himself. And it's so funny because Adult Protection told him to take down his. Am I even hooked up here? Okay. Adult Protection told him to take it all down, the Whitaker stuff. And when he still had hopes of getting Timmy in December. So he took it down and then he got the old Scroogey. And they didn't give him Timmy. Then he found out not only is he not getting Timmy, but yeah, you're a suspect, named a suspect in the fraud. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking for something to put my hair in a ponytail because it's kind of warm in here. Dang it, Bill. Hold on a second. And you're talking about her YouTube, right? You're talking about her YouTube, Sarah Little's YouTube, not Facebook, right? Let's see. I didn't even know she had a Facebook until she went on Patrick's live stream. Let's see. Yes. Let's see. You retracted. Yep. Grace, how do I contact Alicia? Do you have an email? On YouTube. Okay, thank you. How come? Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Eric's money objective for starting Whitaker in his own words. Oh, yeah. This was 3 weeks ago, I bet. Oh, yeah. She's got some clips. Here's one that's 5 minutes. Yeah, she's got 143 subscribers. I think this is a new channel. There it goes. All right. One of Eric's. Oh, wow. Wow, Sarah. Oh, hell yeah. She's got the entire. She has two. Here, I'm going to show you real quick. Oh, I wish we could, wait, wrong phone here. I wish I had them all, but yeah, some of them got deleted before I got to. I'm going to show you real quick. He says he'll never hand the Whitakers money to them directly. Oh, wow, that's a good clip, too. I'm going to show you real quick. So here's Sarah. Here's Sarah's. Her. Her channel? Now look. This is the video that she did 3 days ago. I mean, yeah, he's not looking real good. And then here, Eric's objective for starting the Whitaker. Remember, he said he had 2 different stories. One that he was, Dad Talk was a dead channel, so he had to make money somewhere else. And the other time he said he doesn't need Whitakers, but he's just trying to help. And this next one, a plea to report this to the investigators from Eric. That's interesting. That's when they're in the Airbnb. As Patrick. From Eric. Okay. This one. Eric admits his motive for starting the Whitaker content. Yeah, he's got 2 different things. Here, look at this, you guys. The whole live stream. One of Eric's deleted Facebook live streams. I just don't know where to put their money. One of Eric's deleted Facebook Q&A lives. That's a good one. Another one, 2 hours and 46 minutes. Look at that. They're almost exactly to the minute, the same length. That's how long it takes Eric. Oh. This is the one I was just talking about. This is the one I was just talking about. I'm going to keep the money for you. This is the one where he said, you guys, remember? He said, Betty, is there a shoebox full of money somewhere? What happened to the shoebox full of money? Yeah, I'm going to keep that money for you. I'm going to keep it. Yep, I remember that one. What am I going to get from the Whitaker? Oh, I remember this one. This one, he says, you guys, what could I possibly have to gain from the Whitakers? They don't have anything. How can I take something from them? Yeah. And then this one, he says he'll never hand the Whitakers money to them directly. Oh, this is gold. This is gold, baby. This looks like one of those movies where they have like a fake driving scene. You know what I mean? Like on set, where they have like fake stuff going in the background. It looks like almost like they're on stage. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, that's when they're going. He's bringing Betty to go testify against her own family for something that never even happened. All right, hold on a second. Oh, this thing's stuck. Oh, crap. All right. Is that it? Hold on a second. Okay, I'm at the bottom. So, yeah, so there's 2 full live streams. Okay, this is gold, baby. All right, then she's got videos. Let's see the shorts. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good. I got these too. So here's where, all right, this is when they got back from the Amish on Friday the 5th, right? Longer version, Eric calling APS. Yeah. So he says, oh, remember his face looked purple? And I don't know if it really was purple or if it was like the lighting, but his face looked purple, like a Oompa Loompa. Remember his face was all purple? And he said, they just got back. They went over with the tweaky fingers, and Betty said that Timmy cannot go to Georgia with him, and he was furious. He said, now, and this is a Friday night, you guys, and he said, now, you know, they accused me of calling trying to get the family taken away. I am going to get the family. Timmy doesn't need to be there. That's what he said. Timmy don't need to be there because they didn't hand him over to go back to Georgia. What happens to the Whitakers? Yeah, that one. You're looking at a receipt. Wow, good stuff, Sarah. Good stuff. Interesting. I would still change it to mom talk. just to screw with him. Because he would hate it, that's why. That and only that is why I would change it to mom talk. All right, let me see you. Get back in the chat. That's good, Sarah. You got some good stuff there. All right. I do, Kathy. Okay. Might be best if Kathy should go between that way. Both of you can still keep your information private. Yeah, if you wanna send me email, one of you, I don't know, however you want to do it. Sorry, I'm not trying to be bitchy. Just protect. Yeah, because we got trolls watching that might try to get your information, and if you're a woman, they'll come after you. Especially if you're alone and there's not a man around, or if you're elderly or handicapped or a child. Those are the ones they go after. So, Kathy has my email. I sent her email a couple days ago. Yes, Alicia. I think you did. Yeah. Did I answer? I'm trying to get really good at answering emails. I have it on my phone now. Remember, I told you 2026 is going to be the year. This is a year that I'm going to get good at emails because I've been bad, notoriously bad for 10 years. And this is the year I was going to start being really good at email. So I do have, now today I think I only talked to one person on email, but today I wasn't able to, but I'm trying to get really better at that. I knew you would like all this video. Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Thank you, Loretta. No, Kathy, the motorboat is absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Motorboat video is, yeah. It's like, what was he thinking? Mom talks, mom talks truth, dad talks lies. Yeah. That'd be another good title. Yeah, you're right. Ain't that the truth? Yeah. Mom talk. Mom talk to, and then Patrick has bad talk. So you got mom talk, dad talk, and bad talk. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Yeah. So yeah, and if you want to email me, I'll get it to I think Alicia and TNT has both emailed me before, so yeah, we could do it that way. Whatever you want, whatever's safest. My dogs are drinking really loud. I don't know why they do this right when I'm on here, but anyway. Yeah, Motorboat. Yeah, I had his video up actually not that long ago. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, so he cut out the part where he's yeah, dear Jane. Yeah, Kathy, I sent you a few emails tonight, photos of death scenes, etc. As you do. Yeah. Thank you, dear Jane. So she's the one that told me there was a death today. Who died today or yesterday? Louise Lasser from Mary Hartman. But who was the other one? She sent me somebody that passed away today. I forgot who. Or yesterday. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Jane. You guys, she sends me most amazing photographs and information. And Pop, pissed off parent. Yeah. Yeah, pissed off parent. Pop. Yeah. Pop talk. I didn't even think of that anagram. But thank you, Bonnie Tyler. It's exactly. Yeah. Oh, what was her big hit? Um, can't think right now. Yeah, Bonnie Tyler. Thank you. Yep. Yep. How did she die? I suppose she was kind of elderly by this point, huh? It's so weird, you guys haven't like when I was young, probably some of you guys, Bon Jovi and all these people were young. They were like in their 20s and stuff. Young, you know what I mean? And now if you see them, they're really old. I mean, they're in their 80s, like Fleetwood Mac. Actually, you know who's doing still good is Stevie Nicks and I think it was Lynn. No, not Lynn. It might have been. Might have been Lindsey Buckingham. I think he's the one that had the stalker that I did a video on. But actually, some of them are looking really good. And I went to see Hart, and she's got to be in her 70s. And she sounded pretty good, but some of them, oh my goodness, yikes! Like David Lee Roth. Have you seen him? He's doing the tours and stuff. David Lee Roth. But man, it just seems like not that long ago they were young. I mean, really young. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. Total Eclipse of the Heart. Thank you. That's the song I was trying to think of. Yeah, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Yeah, it's just pretty good. Yep. Sebastian Bach. Bonnie Tyler. Yeah, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. Yeah, I can't remember if that was her big hit. Huh. Yeah, it's so weird seeing everybody growing old, you know what I mean? So weird being the same age as old people. Also, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we were also young, yeah. In fact, yeah, these rockers and stuff were probably 10, 20 years older than me. They seemed kind of old. But when you look at pictures of them, holy crap, they look like teenagers. I have her cassette tape, used to listen in the car all the time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pouring rain there. Oh, yeah, I like when it rains at night. Also, yeah, we were young too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is weird though, seeing how just in our lifetime how old they're, and same with like the older ones too, like Burt Reynolds and stuff when he was just like drop dead gorgeous, and then he got older and he had a lot of plastic surgery, and so did Kenny Rogers. Oh my goodness, he had plastic surgery and he didn't look very good after that. People should just grow old gracefully. Good trying to stay young with plastic surgery, because some of that does not look very good when they get older. It makes them look worse, Yeah. Has anyone heard about the conspiracy that Garth Brooks being a serial killer? No, James. Or maybe I did. No, but not recently. Remember he had an alter ego? Maybe it was his alter ego killing people. What was his alter ego? Garth Brooks, remember he had two personalities? He he used to dress and be somebody else. Can't remember. He had an alter ego. Maybe that was going on, huh? We're getting it tomorrow afternoon, the rain. Oh yeah. You guys, didn't you say you needed rain? I've been seeing that lately. Really? Garth Brooks is, oh man, that would be some news, huh? Yeah. What was his alter ego? Here, let me ask. It was some young guy. What was Garth Brooks' alter ego? Chris Gaines. Remember Chris Gaines? Oh, maybe he does look like a serial killer. Yeah, here, hold on a second. You guys remember that? Yeah. So remember Garth Brooks pretended to be Chris Gaines? Oh, here it is. Okay. Remember? It's not focusing. Yeah. Yeah. Remember he had an alter ego. Maybe Chris Gaines was killing everybody. Yeah, he had that alter ego. Yeah, that's weird. So he's just gonna blame it on Chris. But guess what? The court doesn't care. What they're going to do is, if they have a killer and you have an alter ego, one of them's killers from Florida, from Gainesville, Florida. Remember the Gainesville Ripper? And he was killing those kids in the college area in Gainesville. And can't remember what his name was, but he got caught and he blamed his crime on this alter ego named Gemini. And the prosecutor said, well, you know what? And he got the death penalty. He got executed. But they said, well, we'll have Gemini sit on your lap when you're in the electric chair, because they use old Sparky, I think, in Florida. But he got executed. Yeah, they said, well, just have a Gemini sitting on your lap when you go in the death chamber. Yeah, you can't blame it on alter ego. Yeah, he had an alter ego, and so did that guy that killed the little girl in the UPS truck or whatever, the FedEx truck. Yeah, he tried to blame it on the alter ego too. Yeah, it doesn't work because you both can go in the same electric chair. One can sit on your lap. Your alter ego can be there with you when you go in the death chamber. Yeah. So really, he's a. Yeah, let me look up. Let me see if we can see this. Where are we at here? Oh no. I had to hide everything because of kittens, man. Now they're out on the entryway. They're sleeping. Yeah, so Garth Brooks is a serial killer, huh? Or allegedly. Is that what the police are saying, or what? Oh man. Rick Springfield. Oh, I like Rick Springfield. Is he still alive? Yeah, Rick Springfield. I like Rick Springfield. Oh, crap. Hold on a second. All right, let's see. Garth Brooks. Okay, is he a serial killer? Yeah, I don't think I heard that. I think I thought it was maybe. I heard it a while ago. I thought it was a joke. But if it's for real, I don't know. Can you imagine going from a millionaire, multi-millionaire, rock star, country star, whatever he is, into a prison cell? Let's see if he's a serial killer. Serial killer. There we go. Chris Gaines. Oh. Remember that, you guys? And then I think oh yeah, Jane sent me something on Heaven's Gate, you guys. You guys were just talking about Heaven's Gate. All right, Jane said, yes, the original Heaven's Gate website still exists and remains actively maintained. It is preserved as a digital time capsule by 2 surviving former members in Phoenix, Arizona, who continue to update the site, manage inquiries, and fulfill requests for information. So, oh yeah. That is weird. They still have it. I'll show you guys real quick. That's what she sent me. Hale-Bopp Comet. Is that thing coming back? Yeah. So this is still up. Heaven's Gate. If anybody wants to join. I highly advise against it. I wouldn't join if I was you, but yeah. I remember the interview. They interviewed those people before they all took their lives. They remember, and they played it on, I can't remember, something like 60 Minutes or something. But they had they're all sitting out in the yard. Kind of strange kind of people. But they were all at peace and everything, and they were fine with what they were going to do. And they showed them after they died. It looked like people who had just kind of lost their way. Like when people join a cult and they just like need to start over somewhere, or They just need people they can relate to or whatever. Um, all right, is Garth Brooks a serial killer? I found these videos about Tom Segura possibly being a serial killer himself is interesting. I think it's fair game because it's the exact same thing, Tom. And now up here at the top, it says Garth Brooks serial killer. It says Garth Brooks is not a serial killer. The rumors stem from an ongoing internet joke that originated from comedians Tom Segura and Christina Pazitsky on Your Mom's House podcast. The comedy bit, which began around 2018, caught fire and inspired crowdsourced sleuthing that attempted to match tour dates with unsolved disappearances, while the conspiracy has spun into satirical books like Bodies in Low Places and various podcast episodes, is widely understood to be a widespread internet gag. But then down here, I don't know, other people are looking into it. So I guess a bunch of victims were found on his tour. The places that he went to. I can't imagine Garth Brooks going city to city on a tour and slipping away from everybody and going to kill somebody and then getting back on the tour bus unnoticed. I mean, I don't know how it works when these stars going, could he leave everybody and go kill somebody and come back unnoticed? I don't know. Announced that his Blame It All on My Roots tour will serve as the foundation for his, I don't know, serial killer allegedly. True crimes conspiracies. I don't know. Looks like, I don't know. I don't know. That would be interesting though, how if somebody would risk what they have to do that. But all serial killers are risking, going to prison. Not just him. But yeah, I don't know. And yeah, interesting. Let's hope he's not. Because I can't imagine him slipping away from his band members and everything. I don't know. But maybe he was dressed as Chris Gaines. And maybe one day he got caught. He went out and allegedly maybe he killed somebody and on his serial killer stuff. Then when he came back, he almost got caught. So he started disguising himself as Chris Gaines. Jim Jones was a door-to-door spider monkey salesman. It's not really showing up on here. Yeah, I should be pulling these up on a big screen. Jim Jones was a door-to-door spider monkey salesman. Garth Brooks announced that his Blame It All on My tour. Oh, no way. Look at July 7th. This was what? Yesterday? 2 days ago. 3 days ago. Here, I'm going to show you real quick. I think they're mocking people. Garth Brooks, this is new. Garth Brooks announced that Garth Brooks announced that his just announced Blame It All on My Roots tour will serve as a foundation for his new album, Killer Live. I think they're just mocking everybody, you guys. That's his new album. His new album is called Killer. Killer Live or Killer Live. Rather than recording at a single show, Brooks will capture performances throughout the tour in a groundbreaking approach to live recording that continues his tradition of preserving unforgettable moments in time. So Yeah, I didn't even know he was still touring, but yeah, his tour is called Killer Live. Yeah, blame it all on my roots. So if he is a serial killer, oh, look at the comments in this. Killer Live, where are the bodies, Garth? Somebody else says, Killer Live, how fitting. Does the insert have a map to find all the bodies? So other people think he's a serial killer. Well, the title fits, killer indeed. Cody says, killer, we know you are. What we need is, where are the bodies live? Okay, a lot of people think he is a serial killer, you guys. Everybody in the chat thinks he's a serial killer. Is that Chris Gaines? Tom Segura is having a field day. So it looks like Tom Segura is the one who is pointing the finger. How many people will come up missing or disappear when this tour starts? I thought he was being looked at as some type of serial killer. Matt says, if he's killing live, then we have to see where the bodies are buried. Liz says, oh my goodness. So Tom Segura is going to have a field day. Garth tragically calling his show killer. So all the sheep comment on the post, cracking the same jokes that have been around for half a decade, but think they're saying something original. Another master stroke by his marketing team, which is him. I mean, who uses the who tries to convince Pippi that they're a serial killer for a marketing thing? Maybe. Where are the bodies? Keep them high and tight jeans. Not sure what that means. But will he finally tell us what he did with the bodies? The Sakura was right. Yeah, so supposedly somebody named Segura is pointing the finger at him. Killer will just confess then. Wow. Okay, it looks like a lot of people believe it. Jim Jones was a door-to-door spider monkey salesman. Too bad he didn't stay with that job, huh? You've seen a lot of YouTube interviews about it? Well, I'm going to have to check into that because people are thinking that he's a serial killer. There's like 100 comments here that say everyone almost says he's a serial killer. I don't know. And then he named his tour the Killer Tour. Oh, man. I don't know. You know, serial killers like to do that, though. They like to mock the public and they like to mock law enforcement. So maybe we're not ruling him out. He hasn't been cleared. You know, I remember when I used to watch all them DVDs and stuff. I got FBI files. I've got Court TV. I've got all them, and they say that there's, I don't know, hundreds of active serial killers at all times. I don't know. Is there really that many? I mean, I could maybe see a few, but yeah, they said there's a lot. You've been seeing that? I've been seeing that lately. Did I tell you all the worst thing that ever happened today at McDonald's? No. No. Hey, James, I've heard some of the rumors. My mother took me to see Elvis Presley. Really? You know what's really weird? The summer that he died, I think he died in August. I can't remember. I think it was in the summer. And I remember I was riding my bicycle, and one of the neighbor kids told us that Elvis died. And I was bummed out because my grandma took my two cousins to go see Elvis, and I didn't want to go. I thought I'll go next time. But so my grandma took my two cousins without me, and I remember thinking, "Dang, there ain't gonna be a next time. I should have went." Anyway, I mean, he was kind of a big deal. He got almost. Yeah, I snoozed, I lose. So yeah, I remember hearing the news when I was riding my bike, thinking, "Dang, I should have went." Uh, yeah, hiding it and hiding it right out in the open, ballsy. Somebody said. Is this in reference to the serial killer? And somebody said, "Is Chris Gaines going to help him?" I don't know. So I guess they're even saying that Garth Brooks is not only killing people, but he's hiding bodies. You should check that tour bus. 'Cause where else is he going to hide them? He's on tour, right? Well, he does have friends in low places. Yep, that is true. Anyway, you're lucky, Loretta, because most people probably didn't go see Elvis. I mean, maybe some did. He was, by the time my grandma wanted to go, he was kind of washed up, you know what I mean? But then, all right, TNT, tell us the McDonald's story. He's a weird guy, apparently. Garth Brooks, yeah. Well, as Chris Gaines, he looks really weird. Yeah, you can tell us the McDonald's story. Weird. James, good to see you tonight. Welcome. That's Rick Springfield. Rick Springfield is 76 years old. He was born August 23rd, 49. Man, I was in love with Rick Springfield. Remember, he was on General Hospital too. I think he was like a doctor or something. And when wasn't he? I wish I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. Everyone needs to know the McDonald's. Know about McDonald's today. Well, I've heard some bad things, so I'm trying not to eat there. I went 10 years without eating, and then my friend, she likes McDonald's, so we kept going to McDonald's, and yeah, I heard bad things. Yeah, let's hear TNT. That's crazy. We knew Heaven's Gate was still a thing. Yeah, it is still a thing. The website's still up and running. Stuff was crazy back then. They all had the same sneakers on. Yeah. Then they had those they had blankets over them, and they had, I think, Nikes. I can't remember, but they had, yeah, the same shoes, and they covered up in bed. I think they had taken like tranquilizers and drank wine or something. I can't remember, but they all just kind of went to sleep in their beds. I remember it on the news. I remember helicopters hovering over the house. It was a big house, like a big, beautiful house that had a lot of people in there. I remember they just kept hauling them out. People are tracking how people are tracking. Oops, thing just like, dang it, Bill. Oh, second. Gosh, I lost my comments. Um, hmm. People are tracking how weird that people go missing after Garth Brooks concerts. Is that the connection? Every town he stopped in, somebody went missing. Kathy Sturgis in Georgia. Oh my gosh, crazy murders, huh? Kathy's not a drinker. Nope, I do not drink. Just not my thing. Never has been. Jim Jones was a door-to-door spider monkey salesman. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, a friend of mine, my husband and I, my first husband, when we were really young. I mean, just out of high school, and anyway, he had a monkey when they were growing up, and it was a little capuchin monkey. And a capuchin monkey is real small, and and I don't know if it's the organ grinder monkey, but it's a really little monkey and it's very smart. And the dad had the monkey because the dad was a bad alcoholic, and like when people, so he got, anyway, the dad thought it was a good idea to buy this monkey for the family, and they had this like big cage, right, for the monkey. But the monkey was so smart that the monkey would stick his hand out the bars, and with his fingernail he could pick the lock, and he could get out of the cage by himself. And then one day, the family was out. They were out. They all went out to dinner or something. The family left the monkey at home, and the monkey picked the lock and got out of the cage. And he went in the laundry room, and there was beer. Um, there was beer like in the basement, and the monkey broke the tops off of the beer and drank the beer. And there was, anyway, it broke a bunch of bottles and it drank the beer and it got drunk. And the monkey, it grabbed the like laundry, the sheets out of the laundry, and it was trying to wipe up the beer. And they came home and it was just a mess and stuff. And another time, the monkey got out of the house and it ran up a telephone pole, and they had to have the fire department come. And then the second time the monkey got out, he went up the fire pole. He went up the telephone pole again, and then the fire department said that we're not coming out for the monkey anymore, and if we have to come out for the monkey, it's going to cost you a bunch of money. And so, like, the monkey was really like destroying their house, destroying their life, and but the dad would not get rid of the monkey. And then another time they left, and the monkey got out of the cage, and when they came home, the monkey had found the dad's dentures, and the monkey pulled every tooth out of the dentures for some reason, and destroyed the guy's dentures. And that was the last straw. And then they finally got rid of the monkey. But that monkey was a lot of problems. And they had oops they had a diaper on the monkey, but you know, anyway, don't get a monkey. Yeah, yeah. I've seen a whole lot of YouTube interviews, but really, I'm gonna have to check into that, James. Because I haven't heard about, but that, you just never know. You just never know, especially for a guy who's got an alter ego. You might want to, yeah, that might be red flags. It's a conspiracy at the moment. All right. But in order to be a conspiracy, there must be some evidence that makes a lot of people turn their heads. Yeah, it's been all over YouTube late. Really, Garth Brooks thing? Maybe it's for media purposes, like the Whittakers. Oh, that is hilarious, Kathleen. Yeah, it's just for media purposes. He's the son of a pastor. It's insanity. It's insanity. Well, you see all the time when a serial killer gets found out in his 80s, years after his last kill. Yeah. Oh, maybe he used to be when he was younger. Yeah, I see a lot of those YouTube crime shows where like they're pulling up on an 80-year-old guy who killed his wife like 30 years earlier. Like I said, I'm so glad I didn't never killed anybody, for one thing, but also that I don't have to look over my shoulder, because these people with DNA and all these advances in science and stuff, I would hate to be one of these people that have to look over your shoulder, because yeah, eventually they get to each one of them, with the DNA. And then now they have DNA Like if they can't get to you, they'll find somebody in your family, your brother or sister or cousin or somebody, they'll test their DNA. And then they can tell by their DNA if it might be you. So some of them been getting caught that way. Because I think the law changed. Like if you get arrested for a felony, and I'm not sure if it's all felonies, but I know certain felonies that you get arrested for, they collect DNA now. And I don't know if it's just for certain types of felonies, but I know sometimes when people get arrested, they have to give their DNA. Maybe it's for when people go to prison. I'm not sure, but they're like taking people's DNA when they go into prison, and so they're you know they're catching people from a long time ago. So yeah, I'm just so glad that uh, I'm not somebody that has to look over my shoulder, because that would be a horrible way to live, thinking they're going to catch up with you any minute. You know what I mean? And there's no statute of limitations on murder, so yeah. TNT, it's starting to rain here now too. I thought it was coming and wasn't coming till tomorrow. Love hearing against the tent. Oh yeah, I love rain in the tent. I remember in Girl Scouts, we were in tents and it was raining, and somebody touched the tent on the inside. It was a canvas tent, like the military kind. And if you touched the tent, then it started leaking. It was leaking on somebody's bed. But yeah, you can't touch the inside of it in those military tents. Uh, I took my kids to see the Irish Rovers. They had to admit they enjoyed them. Puff the Magic Dragon lives by the sea. Oh, that's who's saying that? I remember. I thought that was Peter, Paul, and Mary. Or no, who was it? You know what's weird about Peter, Paul, and Mary? That's who's in the Bible. You got Peter, who was the rock, right? Jesus said, "You're the rock that I'm gonna." Well, he said that's the rock. Peter is from the word Petra, and Petra means rock. So when Jesus told Peter, "That's the rock that I'm gonna build the foundation on," or something, Peter. That's why Peter's name used to be Simon, and Jesus said, "No, your name's not Simon anymore. We're going to call you Peter, Petra, because you're the rock." So you had Peter, and you had Paul, the Apostle Paul, who wrote most of the New Testament, 14 letters, 14 of the books, and then Mary, who was either Mary Magdalene and Jesus' mother Mary. So you got like three main Bible characters in the New Testament: Peter, Paul, and Mary. Yeah, they drank tainted Kool-Aid. Actually, it wasn't even Kool-Aid. He cheaped out and he got Flavor Aid. So Jim Jones actually gave the crown Flavor Aid, not name brand Kool-Aid. It was Flavor Aid. Yeah. I had a pig that drank my case of beer. Nothing meaner than a hungover hog. Really? That's funny. Yeah, that monkey really did. He broke the tops off and he drank them. And then he was so drunk he tried to wipe everything up with sheets out of the laundry room. But that still wasn't enough to get rid of the monkey. Thought you were gonna say the monkey was wearing the no, that would have been funnier. But no, when he pulled every tooth out of the dad. It was the drunken dads, and I guess he paid like a lot of money for him, and that was the last straw. He pulled every tooth out of his dentures. Yeah, with his fingers. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. That's when I don't know where they got rid of him though. My friend had a monkey about 5 years and it started to get mean. Dude, she had to send it to rescue. Yeah. Because they can get mean and they bite. Why are you barking? Dog sits there and watches the security cameras all the time. He's usually right too. What did you see on the security camera? Oh, there's a cat out there by the door. That was his non-emergency bark. Um, yeah, that would be funny. And the thunder rolls. Yeah, that's nice. Flavor Aid. Now that's for media purposes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would be a very good sales campaign. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think that would be good for business. Yeah, I'm pretty sure though. Here, let's double check. Did Jim Jones give the crowd Flavor Aid? I'm pretty sure it was generic. Yes, Jim Jones and his inner circle gave the crowd a powdered mix that was lethally laced with cyanide and sedatives. Thought, though it was actually the off-brand product Flavor Aid rather than Kool-Aid. This mass murder took place in Guyana in 78, November 18th, 1978. While Americans' idiom drinking the Kool-Aid implies people willfully went along with it, the truth is the mass death was largely forced. Yeah, they were forced because they were trying to back out, but they were getting shot if they tried to run away. Yeah, they didn't willfully drink the Kool-Aid. Maybe a couple, but most of them didn't. Hey, all right, you really have to do that? No, they're just getting. No, they're just being jerks. Yeah. So yeah, it was actually Flavor Aid. He didn't even buy the name brand stuff. That was funny. But yeah, I remember seeing the videos and it kind of came to a head when the when the senator, remember the state senator went down there with a few of his people and a news crew, and people were trying to get to the state senator to try to tell him that help, get us out of here. And then yeah, they said that's about enough of that. And they got back to the plane, and they Jim Jones sent the thugs after him to shoot them all down. A couple people ran into the jungle and got away. Yeah, we had Freshie growing up. Freshie in Canada? Was that like Kool-Aid, powdered drink? I used to drink Kool-Aid actually when I got off of pop, stopped drinking caffeine and stuff, and I started drinking Kool-Aid, and that's got a lot of sugar in it. Ugh. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. But yeah, I drank Kool-Aid. I love the cherry Kool-Aid and the fruit punch, but yeah, so much sugar. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that wasn't good. I don't know if it was better than pop or not. But yeah, I just didn't want the caffeine. Freshie, huh? Bet Kool-Aid loves that reference. Yeah. Yeah, drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah, it's so funny they never said drinking the Flavor Aid, but yeah, it was. I think he was cutting corners. He wasn't feeding them very well either, by the way that they said. Hmm. And then after him was David Koresh. Remember him and his the Camp Davidian, and it just shows you that somebody holding on to a Bible that has memorized a few things, okay, it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, he was good. I think it was his grandma, somebody, or mom, or somebody said, yeah, from very young, he could memorize Bible verses. Yeah, and when you do that, people that don't know anything think that you're knowledgeable and that you're a man of God and all that stuff. Anybody can memorize some Bible verses. And by the way, you know what? People always misuse the Bible verses too. You know, one thing that gets misused a lot that people really need to learn? When people say, judge not lest ye be judged, we're not supposed to judge people like, wait, what? That's not what it means. In fact, when you say judge not lest ye be judged, My question is, what's the rest of that sentence? Because that's only half the sentence. Basically, it's judge not, lest ye be judged. And there's multiple ones because Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John can't agree on really what Jesus said. But basically, it's nobody ever told you to not judge. In fact, the Bible says to judge righteously. Use the same measuring stick for you that you use on other people. Don't be hypocrites. Don't judge people for something you're doing yourself. But to think that you shouldn't judge anybody is absolutely ridiculous. Because I tell you what, you better be judging people, because if you are going to hire a babysitter, don't you judge that babysitter? I mean, if I hire an employee, don't you think I'm judging them? Okay, is this person going to be strong enough to lift furniture? Is this person going to show up every day? Is this person, going to cause me some problems? Is this person going to steal from me? Yeah, I'm judging them. You should. But yeah, you should judge righteously is what it says. One thing that Jesus hated the worst, the one thing he just lost it on, was hypocrites. Hypocrites, all right? People who point the finger at somebody who you yourself is doing worse, you know what I mean? The same. Here, Judge Matthew, chapter 7, and you guys, this is Jesus' Sermon on the Mount, chapter 5, 6, and 7 is Jesus on Sermon on the Mount. He's sitting on the mount at the north end of the lake, Sea of Galilee, and he's talking to a crowd of, 5,000 people or whatever. He's talking to this big crowd of people. And Matthew 5, 6, and 7 is him telling the people how to live basically by, decent rules. And so he says in 7, he says, judge not that ye not be judged, for with what judgment you judge is with the judgment you'll be judged with. And with what measure you measure, and that's the same measure that measured to you. So whatever you judge somebody for, you better make sure you're not doing it too, because you judge somebody for that, you're going to be judged for it. You know what I'm saying? So no, it doesn't say don't judge people. For God's sake, use your judgment every day. Yeah, can you imagine not using your judgment? It makes no sense. Yeah, you can. You're supposed to judge. That's how you protect your family. That's right. When somebody comes, you got somebody working on your house. You better judge them. Somebody, anything. But yeah, just imagine hiring a babysitter with no judgment. Well, I'm not going to judge the guy. So what? And I mean, so he's got all these problems, and he's got a bad past, and he's touched children and stuff. I'm not going to judge him. Yeah. Anyway, there's so many Bible verses that get misused, taken out of context, or only half of it. Judge not lest ye be judged. Yeah, and what was the rest? They don't know. So yeah, you should be judging, using your judgment. But you judge righteously, you judge fairly. And if it says, don't judge people by their clothing, don't judge them superficially, right? Yeah, it says a lot about that. Here, do not judge or you'll be judged, for in the same way that you judge others, you will be judged. With the same measure you use will be used on you. So you can't say, oh man, this person steals a lot, man. They're always stealing things, but you yourself steal, right? Or, we see hypocrites all over YouTube. Hypocrites. Somebody saying something, but pointing the finger at somebody else. Oh, look. All they do is clickbait. That's all they do, but they're the clickbaiter. They clickbait more than anybody, but they're pointing fingers at it. Oh, look at their clickbaiting. That's a perfect example. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye, but pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? You know, don't say, let me take the speck out of your eye, when the whole time you got a board sticking out of yours. Oh, you hypocrite. First take the plank out of your own eye, then you'll see clearly to remove the speck out of your brother's eye. And that YouTube is filled with hypocrites. And for some reason, nobody calls them out or says anything. You know what I mean? What's your take on the whale? Are you talking about Jonah? Jonah? I went over the Jonah story not that long ago. The whale. Yeah, so Jonah, he's told to go to Nineveh. Go warn Nineveh. Tell them that unless they repent, they're going to be destroyed in 40 days. So they got 40 days to repent or they'll be destroyed. So God tells Jonah, go to Nineveh, all right, and tell them this. Well, Jonah doesn't want to go because he hates Nineveh and he wants them to be destroyed. And God's like, no, you got to go. And so when God's not looking, Jonah goes the opposite direction. He goes down to the Mediterranean Sea, and it goes down to Joppa. And Joppa, Joppa, is was the main port back then. There was only one port, so everybody in the whole world had to go through this one port in order to get through that area. So he goes down to the port and he hops on a ship. And back then, the ships that were traveling with, hauling merchandise, you could hop on it and pay the captain to ride with. So Jonah goes down, he hops, instead of going to Nineveh, he goes the opposite way. And he goes down to the port at Joppa, and he gets on one of these ships. And so he's in the ship and he's sleeping. And all of a sudden the ship, there's a bad storm, and they're like, they know something bad's happening, and they know there's a God that's angry somewhere. And so they're about to throw everything overboard to save their life, because when a ship is ready to sink, they have to throw everything overboard, right? But before they throw everything overboard, he lets everybody eat. Then, they throw everything overboard. Well, they're ready to sink. So then the captain says, all right, or somebody said, which one of you have a God that's angry at you? Which one of you is, I think he even said, which one of you is, worships the God of Israel or something like that. Anyway, they narrow it down to Jonah. And Jonah says, well, I'll jump over. And they said, no. And I think that's when they took the food overboard. But sooner or later, they said, all right, Jonah's got to go. So Jonah gets thrown overboard and he sinks to the bottom, and a big whale. Now, in the Old Testament, they call it a giant fish. But in the New Testament, when Jesus talks about it, he calls it a whale. But in the Old Testament, the original story, they call it a giant fish. So Jonah's dropped overboard. He gets swallowed by the giant fish, and he's in there, 3 days and 3 nights? Which is what some people equate to the sign of Jonah, because Jonah was in the whale for 3 nights and 3 days. So anyway, that comes back later. But anyway, so he's in the whale 3 nights and 3 days, I think. Anyway, he gets spit up on shore, and after he learned his lesson or whatever, then he gets spit up on shore. Then he walks to Nineveh, which I looked on the map. And to walk on foot to Nineveh, remember, Grace, I figured out how long it would take to walk. I don't know, the story's not making sense, because it would have taken a certain amount of time. But anyway, he's there immediately, and he's in Nineveh, and he tells them, repent or you'll be destroyed in 40 days. That's all he said. And he was hoping they wouldn't, but they did. They repented. The whole town, the king told everybody that they need to fast and pray, and the animals need to fast. Nobody eats. We're all going to fast, including the animals. And God spared Nineveh. And then Jonah went up on a hill and sat under a shade tree to watch because he wanted Nineveh he wanted them to screw up and God to destroy him. So he was watching, and then well, nothing happened because they repented, and it was at least 25 years before stuff started happening bad again. But they repented, and then Jonah was not happy, and then God made a worm chew a hole in something, and the gourd dropped on Jonah's head. The end. That's Jonah. Weird story. Yeah, so the whale, I don't know. Obviously, nobody can survive in a whale's stomach for 3 days. But anyway, I don't know. It's a weird story. That is a weird story. That's for sure. But and Jonah doesn't look very good in it. Hold on a second, my thing's not. Oh wait, hold on a second. All right. I like McDonald's new daily double sandwich. I don't know what that is. McDonald's new daily double sandwich. What is that? Never heard of it. They drank tainted Kool-Aid. Yep. We had Freshie growing up in Canada. Okay, I think I read that. Jonah. Okay, that's why society has ditties. Not enough judgment going on. Yeah, right? I think that is discernment and assessment. Judging is like stamping it as God's opinion. That's how I understand the difference. Well, you're supposed to judge righteously. Use your judgment. I mean, now I don't think anybody wants to say that they don't use any judgment. I mean, but that's the same thing. You just judge fairly. Don't judge people by their clothes or by the amount of money they have or nothing like that. You're supposed to, nothing superficial. And don't judge them for something you're doing yourself and be a hypocrite. That's basically the majority of them will come down to. But nobody ever said don't use any judgment, or you know what I mean. And yeah, don't judge for somebody for something you're doing way worse, the same or worse. You know what I mean? Because that happens a lot. You see it on YouTube all the time. All the time. Yeah. I'm trying to pull my comments up on my phone. It's not working. Let me get back to my chat. Yep. I think that is discernment and assessment. Judging is like stamping it as God's opinion. That's how I understand it. Good way to put it, Kathleen. My thoughts exactly on living in a whale. Yeah, ain't gonna happen. Some theorize the whale was actually a Leviathan, and it could be. Now, Leviathan, because they said a great fish. Now, the Leviathan, they call it Leviathan or whatever. There's two giant creatures in the body in the Bible. One is a Leviathan, or Leviathan. You can call it Leviathan. The Leviathan was a giant fish, and it actually, you know what it looks like? It looked like the Loch Ness monster, like as big as the Loch Ness monster. It looked like a Loch Ness monster, but that was the big the Leviathan was the big fish, and the behemoth was the giant animal, something on land. So the giant in the sea was Leviathan, and the giant on land was the behemoth. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Tarot Destroyer. You got a little issue there. It looks like Grace timed you out. So maybe you can think about it. A gerbil. There was some type of issue with the gerbil. I, yeah, okay. Um, yeah, well, and it could be because in the Old Testament they said a giant fish. And it was in the New Testament that Jesus called it a whale. Yeah, Jesus called it a whale, but it was first called a giant fish. I judge on people's own words, actions, and behaviors. Yeah. And basically, they just don't be a hypocrite. Don't be saying, oh, look, all they do is uh, talk about Whitakers when I'm talking about Whitakers. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a lot of those losers on YouTube that we've seen, as we should. Guess we won't change the world to say they drank Flavor Aid. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's too late, Kathleen. Yeah. Or like if you're talking to somebody who's believing some idiot, you can't say, I mean, it'd be weird to say, oh, I see, they're drinking the Flavor Aid. They probably wouldn't get it. I think it's too late to change it, but technically it was Flavor Aid. I think he was just too cheap to spend any money on it because they weren't even getting fed. They didn't have food. The ones that survived say that they were starving. They're eating. They're living off. I can't even remember what it was. Rice, I think. I can't remember. They were. He was starving them, and yeah. So I imagine. Yeah. So yeah, he was kind of skimping on the crowd. I think there's still maybe a couple survivors left of that. Yeah, that was yeah. Um anyway, and I'm going to tell you. Now, sometimes now that was a Christian cult, okay? Jim Jones was a Christian cult based on, Bible, well, his Bible, his interpretation of the Bible. And if you ever watch those Jim Jones movies and stuff like that, he was mean. He would make them stay up for 24 hours listening to his bull crap. You know what I mean? And if they started to doze off, they would like whip the person and bring them out in a cage or something. I don't know. It was horrible to the people. But there's just one thing you got to remember. If you wonder if you're in a cult or not, and there's a lot of Christian cults, okay? Um, and if the group that you're in divides you into us and them, okay? Because Grace and I know some cults on Christian cults, and it's always us. Yeah, it's us against them, okay? And if they want to cut you off from your family, um, again, a cult. If they're trying to cut you from the outside world, you're in a cult. If you keep hearing us and them, you're in a cult. You know what I mean? Anytime that you think that you're superior than everybody else, your group, you're in a cult. Got that calendar? Let's get a date set for Jane. Yeah, I think Saturday, if Jane is available, her and I can talk on the phone, and I think it's tomorrow's Friday, so I think Saturday would be good. Yeah, she's got a lot of good stuff. And I think there's some people who would still have some questions for her about the medical examiner stuff. Any us versus them, yeah, it's division, it's a cult. Yep, it's us. And like the Amish, what I mean, I'm not saying that they're a cult, but it is they're the us versus them. And if you leave the group, then you're cut off from the rest. There's no coming back. Again, Scientology, Amish, whatever, a lot of Christian groups, you're cut off. And when you're, as a matter of fact, you know what? I just saw an article on this Amish guy, and he was young, and the rules are when you're in the Amish, not most Amish, I don't know about across the board, but generally, the rule is if you, and this is why I know Robert Mast is full of crap, is because once you leave that Amish group, you're banned. You can't come back. You're not gonna talk to anybody there. I don't care if it's your family or what it is. In fact, I think I took a picture. Hold on a second. Let me see this guy. So this young Amish man, he left the Amish group. Now the only exception is if you're there's an age where they cut you off, and I think it's 18 or 19 years old. I can't remember. But if you leave, you can only come back if you have not been baptized. I think once you're baptized and you leave, you can't come back. But this Amish guy, let me see, I don't have it on here. But this Amish guy left his family and the Amish people because he wanted to go do something. And he was only gone a few days, and he missed his wife and kids. So he went back, crawled back to the Amish. This was just an article I read. And he, the picture of the guy too. Anyway, when he left, he had shaved his beard off and he cut his hair. And now in the Old Testament it says a man shall not trim the edges of his beard and whatever. There's some rules in the Old Testament about not shaving your face, right? It says thou something like shall not trim the edges of your beard or whatever. Anyway, this guy left and he cut his hair and he shaved his beard off and he left. Like I said, after a couple of days, he missed his kids or whatever. He's a young man. And so, yeah, if you had not, I can't remember if it's 18 or baptized or something, but there's a certain age that you can still come back. But so the guy missed his family, so he came back, and it wasn't easy for the guy. They said, yeah, you can come back, but you had to. He had to be isolated for like a certain, maybe a month or something. He had to be isolated until all his hair grew back on his face. His hair had to grow out on his head, and especially they had to until his facial hair grew back. They didn't want around any of them. So anyway, he got to come back because he was very young, but yeah, it wasn't easy for the guy. Yeah. Pass the Amish cheese wheel. Deposit your payment in the Amish piggy bank. Yeah, it's called the bank is called something like bird in the hand, right? Because a bird in the hand in their bank is worth two in the bush, which is the government's bank, right? So that's called bird in the hand. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the bank. Bird in the hand. And yeah, they don't deal with GoFundMe's. They don't deal with a bunch of Whitaker money. No. Yeah. And it's so funny because when that Mark, Eric's friend, he was screaming about the people in West Virginia and the authorities and stuff. He was, and I don't care if you don't believe our Amish story, and leave Robert Mast alone. That means, okay. All right. So West Virginia State Police doesn't believe the Amish story, which is good. And they also have been contacting Robert Mast, you know what I mean? And yeah, so his Robert Mast, the John Mast Foundation that I pulled up before, yeah, that's been taken down. And I guess somebody, I think it was Brooks and Garden, somebody, I can't remember, Somebody said it's because they didn't pay their taxes. So I don't know. I haven't confirmed that, but yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Do Amish crackers come with the cheese? They should, with a $300 block of cheese, probably. I mean, think about it. If it's a couple bucks a pound and that's a 20-pound block of cheese, you know what I mean? $4 a pound. I don't know. Never bought Amish cheese. I don't know if I trust them. I mean, yeah. I used to buy their food all the time, but once I went to their house and saw how, not clean it is. Yeah, unleavened, yeah. It probably is unleavened. Well, crackers are unleavened, you know what I mean? I think for the most part, crackers are unleavened, but because a little leaven leavens the whole lump. Isn't that the Bible saying? A little leaven leavens the whole lump or something. Yep, a little bit of yeast in there. They don't like the yeast. God doesn't like yeast, especially at Passover. That's why they have the cracker wafers and stuff, because it's unleavened bread. Yep. Yep. So, and I think that's why Eric is looks like he's been really worried. It looks like his body's taking a toll on whatever he's going through or whatever he's into. Say that through unleavened bread 3 times real fast. A little leaven leavens and the whole lump. Yeah, but I think that's why Eric is in the shape that he's in, is because he knows they don't believe his Amish story. And it's so weird he just let his friends scream on and on about the authorities like that when he's probably skating on thin ice already. Like, if they were investigating me, I wouldn't be trash talking them. I mean, unless he gets arrested, then you can. But I think he's just making everybody madder. You know what I mean? If he gets arrested, I guess we'll see. Hard to tell if that's going to happen someday. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I've been on here 3 hours. Are you serious? 3 hours and 8 minutes. All right, I should probably get off here. Yeah. The big block of cheese story. I knew that was BS. When does the grand jury in Beckley? In September. The grand jury meets again in September in Beckley. Well, in Raleigh County. Yeah, it's in September. When does the grand jury meet again in Raleigh County, West Virginia? The next Raleigh County grand jury term for state cases this is for state cases, you guys, will convene on the second Monday of September. And it usually is the second Monday. Now, the January one, it was a holiday. I think it was President's Day or some shit. So anyway, it wasn't the second Monday in January because it was a holiday. But normally it is the second Monday. So it's the second Monday in September. But that's for state cases. Now it's weird because I'm just going to keep reading it. Grand juries for Raleigh County Circuit Court normally meet at the Raleigh County Judicial Annex in Beckley on the second Monday of January, May, and September. Oh, here we go. For any pending federal cases, grand juries for the Beckley division, that would be Eric if he gets one. Eric would be a federal case. So for any pending federal cases, grand juries for Beckley Division of the U.S. District Court, Southern District of West Virginia, typically sit on Charleston with sessions often scheduled multiple times throughout the month. Because grand jury proceedings are closed to the public and specific daily schedules are not published in advance, you can confirm precise reporting dates or ask particular cases directed by contacting Raleigh County Circuit Courts. I don't know. I don't think they like phone calls very much, but you can. Raleigh County Circuit Court Clerk's Office, 304-255-9122. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. Now remember, yeah, you're right, Loretta. And I was just going to say that. Well, thank you, Jane. Remember, and I didn't know this, but apparently, what did she say? What did Susan say? So she said, he was arrested but not indicted, or he was indicted but not charged. I thought she said he wasn't charged or wasn't indicted. I don't know. But Patrick either hasn't been charged or he hasn't been indicted. I can't remember what she said, but so for Patrick it would be September. But for the federal, look like they do federal stuff whenever. They might decline to indict him to, yeah, right. Wouldn't that be something if what if they declined to indict Patrick? Ooh, and it was all on Eric then. Oh, he was arrested only, but he wasn't charged or indicted. How can he not be charged but he have $150,000 bail money? Listen, if I get handcuffs put on me and I get put in a police car and I get put in jail and I have to pay $150,000 bail to get out, isn't that being arrested? How is that not qualify as being arrested? Then what just happened to me? If that's not being arrested, I don't know what is. Yeah. Looking forward to having you live again, Jane. Yes, we're looking forward to hearing from Jane. You guys, she's got, her stuff is gold, man. And, I won't have my new microphone by Saturday, but I don't know. I'm going to try to get my other phone to work. That might be better, but because I want to hear everything. I know I had a couple times where the sound had an issue, and it wasn't on her end, it was on my end. So it was either the StreamYard acting up or my microphone and because this microphone in this doesn't really work very good. Yes, that's arrested but not indicted. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a process to this stuff. I don't know. Because you see people getting arrested and they're charged and then they go to court and stuff. I didn't know nothing about this indicted stuff. Yeah, I don't really understand how that works, but anyway. Yeah, what if they got everything they need out of Patrick and they just charged? My question is, if he's not indicted and everything's dropped or whatever, does he get his money back? And what about the lawyer money? I mean, and what about the bail money? Do you get that back? Because usually when you post bond, you don't get it back. If you post the whole 150,000, you get it back if you're not guilty, and if you show up for your court. But if it's bond where you're only paying 10%, usually you never get that back. So I don't know. If he's not indicted, that would be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see. But September, this year's going quick. I can't even believe it's the middle of July. But yeah, September will be here in no time. Pending a lie by Patrick, of course, right? Yeah, you're right, Jane. Yeah, we're not going the same time as Patrick because he went first, and yeah, people didn't even know I went live. Arrested but not indicted. Okay, yeah, I don't know how that works. I just gotta watch, see what they do. I didn't know there was different process like that. I can't believe they do that on everybody. Yeah. It's not like it works on TV, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, I'll wrap this up, you guys. So, it doesn't get too long, but yeah, if we're gonna make sure that there's no other lives going when we go, please go to judge with charges, and if he signs it, they arrest. Then they get the charges together for the grand jury. Okay, but why? What's the point of arresting somebody if you haven't even got your shit together? You know what I mean? I don't know. Why arrest them and make them? I don't know. Makes no sense to me. Good night to you too. Good night. I want to say good night and thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys being here. I know it's late, so thanks for staying up. Good night to Dee and Cool Rock and Loretta and Dear Jane and Grace and everybody else that's here. Florida and TNT and I think Not My Monkeys is here and Kathleen and James and I hate saying names because I'm going to miss people. It only goes back so far. So anyway, I appreciate guys coming in. TNT, Not My Monkeys, James, I don't know. Everybody that came in, thank you. And if you're listening on the replay, thanks for listening on the replay. I appreciate that too. And I hope that Tarot Destroyer takes care of that gerbil problem in the rear end there. All right. Yeah, thank you, Grace. Thank you for moderating. There's Alicia. Good night to Alicia. Lots of times grand jury declined. That would be something, huh? That'd be a twist in the story plot, huh? That'd be a plot twist. You never know with this Whitaker story, man. It gets crazy. Every time something happens, it's crazy. Yep, Kathleen, everybody. D, good night to D. D and everybody else. All right, cool. All right, thanks for coming in, guys. Have a great day tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday. And peace and love and light and harmony and all that good stuff. And hopefully see you tomorrow night. Peace.